there for a moment, eh? Oh, yeah.
Hockey and geese.
Who's the Canuck got a folk to get some maple syrup around here, eh?
Well, you come down from the old Canuck past there. You took care of the old Mounties. Yeah, don't you know? Headed over to the donut shop.
Let me buy all my natives a swimming pool, eh?
Eh? But yeah, so you guys have finished up at Menador Keep, as it were. It lies in ruins. The enemies inside have been defeated, or they have retreated, or have been slain. You guys did a pretty good job looting it. You missed out on maybe some amount of valuables as a devil absconded with a Krampus-sized bag of treats and tricks that you didn't have a chance to procure. But, now you find yourselves at the Oak Rib Inn. You have restored Buddy to full health. Your experiences have swelled within you, and you find yourself to be level 9. You guys want to return to Kintargo? Your mission's complete. You want to do something else? What would you guys like to do?
I think we retire. Rest out our laurels. Someone else can take up the reins from here.
Yeah, sounds good. Good session, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.
We did good. We can retire now.
Yeah.
Tommy will retire to a farm he's always dreamed of.
What I remember is that there are some nobles we can gain favor from.
Yes, they all live in Kintargo proper. There's all these different noble families over on the rich part of town where you guys have been once before, where you rescued that guy from his house arrest from his evil dad.
Yeah.
With that scary dog.
So yeah, you guys can totally head back to town. Why don't you guys roll, who wants to roll percentiles? See what you get for a random encounter.
Sure, I'll do that.
Sweet. 82. And then, who wants to roll a die and call high or low for me?
High in our favor.
You guys don't have a random encounter. As you are traveling back to town, the Fushi sisters have probably long since left the Oak Rib. Do you still have your squire following you, Garm?
We'll pay for the Fushi sisters to spend a couple nights at the inn.
Oh, okay.
They've earned a nice vacation. Incredible work, ladies. Then we gotta bring, what's her name? Oh, God.
You didn't write down your child's name? Your only child?
The princess of whatever village.
Princess Viridia.
She is Princess Viridia.
What are the animals there? Owlbears?
Princess Viridia Harris Novias.
Yes. I wrote it down somewhere.
Does she hate owlbears?
She doesn't know what owlbears are.
The 60-foot tall fire-breathing monster bears.
Princess Meridia, here it is. I got to copy paste it for you. Princess Meridia of Donebrook, self-proclaimed princess of Southern Ravenel, an expert fisherman and new traveling companion. She will kind of skip along with you guys. And as you travel, maybe a couple of days have gone by as you're working your way. I can push that map again for you guys so you can kind of visualize where you are. Here we go. So you guys were down at Menador Keep, and you head to the Oak Rib Inn, and then you kind of follow the river back to where it forks north towards Kintargo. And as you're passing along the riverside there, you see high up in the sky what seems to be, giant birds almost. And then it becomes more clear what they are. They're wyverns. There seems to be not a flock, but, maybe half a flock of them, 3 or 4. And it seems as if their leader is someone you recognize. And they seem to be scouring the countryside looking for you guys. But Princess Meridia, shows you a holler off to the side, and you guys run and hide in a cave as the Nazguls fly by. And then you're safe to continue your journey through Middle-earth here back to Kintargo. you're able to make it back without any other problems. Arriving in Kintargo, news of the destruction of the keep has spread. It traveled here maybe a day ahead of you because you guys took some time to rest up and get Tommy brought back to life and kind of sift through all the things you have.
We put a bunch of stuff in the bags, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought we looted as much as we could before it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but so you brought all that stuff to the tavern and then you sifted through it and identified it and all that stuff. Yeah. Unless you guys were like, no, we want to race back to Kintargo before anyone knows the keep's destroyed.
Nah.
Yeah. So like the news of it has arrived before you. You guys like took a day to decompress, revive your friend. The journey takes about a week, so by the time you get here, you can get that second negative level removed as well, as you're not traveling hastily. So you shouldn't have any negative levels when you get here, buddy.
Cool.
And yeah, it's mixed. You know, some people are like, oh, I can't believe, that like the renegades would destroy property like that and kill innocent people that were just working up in the mountains. And then other people are like, no, it's necessary. We have to throw off all the shackles of Cheliax, and we need to unify. We need to solidify our borders. Like, this is what you have to do to establish yourselves. But it seems like you necessarily haven't, like, lost any supporters. The lines are just becoming more and more obvious between rebellion or loyalists. What do you guys want to do? You saunter back into town through the southern gate.
Check in with our team, see what's been going on.
Yeah. You want to like head back to your you want to head back to the your hideout there underneath the Lucky Bones. Yeah.
Our den of secrecy.
Yeah. You guys can easily make it there and head downstairs. There a chorus of congratulations from all of the named characters that you've met so far. Hamilton Hayes is not there. But all of the other people that you've met previously, like Larry Longroad, Rexus Vitacora, the drowned guy, Lictor Octavio is there. Seishi's girlfriend is not there. She's no longer welcome. You kicked Blowserdette out. She's not there. But like all of the Fushi sisters, I guess they're on vacation, but all the people you've met before, like they shake your hand and they're like, good job. Well done. Well done. Yeah, and Laria will bring to your attention. I know that you were that we talked about maybe working on some of those noble connections and trying to influence those people. Well, something's come up that might make that substantially easier. And
right.
She produces an invitation. It seems as if Barzillai Thrune is throwing a masquerade ball in a week's time at the old Kintargo Opera House. And she's like, and the invitation will be made out to like some minor noble. And she's like, I acquired this single invitation for myself. I'm sure there's others out there that you'd be able to find, or however you'd like to handle it. This is kind of your show now. We're more than happy to operate logistics for you, but I think you should decide how best you want to handle this. It could be a trap. It could be a great opportunity to go in and meet with these nobles. The decision's yours, though it will be a very public event, as Barzillai himself is attending.
I have been so looking forward to spending time inside that opera house since the first day this all kicked off.
Yeah.
I don't think I could mess up an invitation like this.
Yeah, she basically indicates that you guys will need to find invitations yourselves, as you haven't gotten any. Like, no one within your organization has been invited.
Wonder why.
But Laria has managed to, like, acquire one for herself. But yes, you guys could try to secure invitations for that. You also now can start your Rebellion Week, Garm, as you're there at your mission table, and you can send people out on their little quests. Yeah.
Garm is playing BFA all over again. Mission tables.
Yep.
Goddamn right.
So while he's playing that minigame, what are the three you guys want to do?
Can I go find a jewelry store?
Oh yeah. There are, several. This is a town of, there's probably not several. There's like, let's say 3. And there'll be like a more expensive one in the Noble District, kind of like a moderate one, and then there'll be like a pawn shop.
Alright, let's go to the nice one. I want to find a diamond-studded nipple ring.
Right. They probably don't have that. On a 3, roll me a d20. Roll me a d20. On a 3, they have a diamond-studded nipple ring. They'll have things with diamonds on them.
Oh,
They have like plenty of things with diamonds on them. They maybe have like a couple of rings that have like silver. There's a lot of silver here because you guys are kind of in like the silver capital of this part of Ravenel. But as far as diamonds go, the jeweler tells you that he could send for diamonds and get them set into whatever you'd like. And he can cast a diamond ring if you'd like for a piercing. And then you could get...
Yes. Can I get
cast a silver thing and then get the diamond set into it if that's something you're interested
craft
in.
something that looks like an engagement ring, but that goes into the nipple?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's more than happy to get a sale, so he'll be like, of course, what an interesting idea, whatever you'd like. Would you like his artists and artisans to like sketch some designs and get back to you, or do you want to come up with a design on your own and present it to them?
I'll take some sketches.
Sure. They'll tell you that it'll be like about a week, but they'll go ahead and like get some designs down. They spend maybe like half an hour talking with you about the person you're buying it for, like what are their interests? Do you want anything engraved in it? Any like special meaning to it? You want like seashells, like anything like that, like things, symbolism that would be important.
Seashell. It's like a locket, it's a the locket you have like with a picture of your loved one in it. Except it's a seashell nipple, and then the seashell drops down to show the nipple ring engagement.
Well, when he says engagement ring, their eyes light up and they're like, you have to make this very personalized to them.
Are they down for the cause? Can I make a, I guess, intimidate check because I don't have diplomacy?
Why don't you roll me a d10 and I will tell you which noble house owns this this place, and then we'll determine. Because all the noble houses have different leanings. The 7th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one, word on the street is that it's owned by it's the Tansen jewelry house. You can make a diplomacy or a knowledge local check to see what you know about their affiliation.
Okay, diplomacy.
Oh my god,
I need a good roll here.
Let me actually make sure there's not one that does stuff with jewelry. I don't think so. If there was, though, it would just be that house. No. A 10. You don't know. When you go into the business, they are very prim and proper. It's kind of like you're on Savile Row in London. There is a picture of the Queen, which is Queen Abigail II, the ruler of Cheliax. They're prominently displayed. They are flying, the black and the red flags outside. But they don't bring up politics unless you do.
Okay, never mind. I was going to have them inscribe something about Milani, but I don't want to risk it.
Well, it's not illegal to worship Milani in the nation of Cheliax.
Oh, then can I
like
have
it
Milani's...
might be like frowned upon, but it's not like they can't come to your house and arrest you for it.
Can I get an inscription about Milani, like maybe one of her prayers?
Yeah, why don't you you can send me a DM on Discord and I'll do that.
All right, hell yeah.
All right. I'll let you research that. Yeah, you like head to the library maybe, or thumb through some religious tomes and then get back to them. What do Buddy and Sezzix want to do?
Sezzix will just go to the sewer, look around, have fun, just kind of relax.
Sure.
Well, since it sounds like we're going to a masquerade, and the only person I know in town that sells clothing is Hemington Hayes, I'd probably go stop by and say hi to him.
Sure. He wasn't there to greet you guys when you showed up, and when you show up, when you arrived at your secret lair, and when you go to his business, the Devil's Threads, it is closed.
Oh. Okay. I guess Buddy will just have to wait until it's open.
Sure. Buddy, as you're out and about on the street, give me a perception check.
Mm-hmm. Perception.
Buddy, you see someone. They are, let's say across the street, maybe kitty corner from the Devil's Threads. There's imagine like a French cafe with like those little two tops outside underneath an awning, and they just like drink coffee and have biscotti and shit like that. There's a woman sitting there. She's looking straight at you. Like there's no one else around you. Like she was watching you, and you notice her watching you. She has short cropped hair. She has these interesting goggles up on her forehead, and she has an interesting piercing that goes from her nose and has like a chain that goes around to her ear. And let me get you a picture of her.
Person before.
People in your party have. I don't know if you have.
I have.
Oh, was this the person that was on the rooftops?
Yes. I don't know. I don't remember if Buddy saw her, but it is the same woman. But she's gotcha. Like just sitting there, and as you see her, she's like trying to get your attention. With her leg, she'll push out the chair opposite her and gesture at it for you to come sit.
Oh, I'll like point at me and like look around.
She'll give like a smile and a nod and kind of like wave you.
Sure. I'll approach.
Yeah. She will introduce herself. Apologies for just bumping into you like this. I am a Tayacet Tiora. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. Here's what her name is. I'll reveal the rest of the picture. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, friend. I've seen you about the city. Would you mind sitting for a minute so I can chat with you?
Sure, Buddy will sit.
She's quiet for a moment, almost like she's deciding how she wants to have this conversation with you. Well, usually there's more of you, but I just saw you walking around today. Can you tell the others if I give you a message?
Yeah, Buddy can give message.
Yeah, she'll make a sense motive check. See how dumb you are.
I have to roll against this anyway.
No, she's just kind of assessing you. And she'll be like, all right, well, I'll just keep it simple then. You can tell them I'm Tayacet. I was hired by Barzillai to keep an eye on your comings and goings, and I've done that, but I don't necessarily want to work for him anymore. So I'll be here tomorrow, same time, round 2. If your friends want to come by, I'd love to have a chat with all of you.
Buddy will sit there and think.
So you just tell my name's Tayacet, and I'll be here too. No, and I don't want to confuse you none, but I am going to tell you about a trap. But tomorrow's not the trap. Tomorrow I'm just meeting you and your mates.
Okay.
All right, lovely then.
I'll like shake hands and give her a little wooden.
She does not seem very strong. Like she has like a demure feminine hand, and like she doesn't have like a lot of muscles or whatever. So like as you shake her hand, she's like, "Oh, you're quite strong, are you? All right." She does seem quick though. She'll like pull her hand away from you. Like she's more dexterous than strong.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll give her a one of my carvings that I probably carved a week ago during our long trip.
All right then. Sure.
It will be a turtle because we fought a turtle last week.
Yeah, she'll like take it and be like, "Oh, little turtle. Oh, okay then. Well, this has been enlightening." She'll tuck it into her pocket, and she'll like stand up and throw like a few silver pieces on the table to cover the tab, and then she'll walk off into the city traffic.
Awesome. Yeah, I think Buddy would be kind of like sitting there, kind of like triumphant that he just made a business deal, or he thinks he made a business deal at least. You know,
yeah,
being a part of the gang and all. And then he'll go back and he'll tell everybody.
Sure.
This person that he met. Tayacet. Tayacet?
Yeah, it's on the picture. Tayacet.
Tayacet, yeah.
Sezzix, hit the sewers. Figure out what you can about her.
Yeah, can I see if like Barzilai's done anything in them?
In the sewers?
Oh, I meant like a knowledge local check about her.
Oh yeah, sure, I can do that.
Sure, you can make a knowledge local check. Asking in the sewers, you will learn nothing. It seems as if nobody knows who this is. If you go outside, though, and ask around, you'll find that no one really knows the name. But as you give a description with a 29, you'll find a handful of people over a few hours. Throughout kind of every zone of the city you guys have had a side quest in, someone will be like, oh yeah, on that night where like those 2 kids were killed and you like returned their bodies to their families, I saw her walking around. Or like, oh yeah, when you guys got that Hell Knight out of prison and like got him to safety, she was like across the street. Like she's just kind of been in the background of a bunch of your guys, like watching a bunch of your guys' activities. For like, it seems like the last 2 books she's been around watching you.
Fun.
Well, that's not good. I'll relay the information to my team where she's been watching us. I've seen her before myself. She's sneaky like me.
I can appreciate that.
I did ask. She said it wasn't a trap.
Actually, fantastic work. Thank you.
Good job, buddy.
I did good.
But yeah, if you guys just want to advance to the next day, we can just do that. Is there anything you want to do before tomorrow or to get ready for the meeting, assuming you guys want to go?
I can't say no to a meeting.
Yeah. Are you all going to attend?
I will, yeah.
Sure.
With my near-death experience, I want to spend as much time with Caerrat as possible, so of course I'm going.
We hold hands.
Fantastic. You guys have a romantic evening together? Are you going to get a place together? No, that's too personal.
We already live together.
Yeah, but you're renting.
Oh,
actually we can get property. Oh man, maybe we have to get a...
It's not that much to buy a house in Pathfinder. It's like 1,000 gold pieces.
Oh my.
That's cheap. We make that in like a weekend.
Yeah,
it's that in one dungeon.
This is why in the game Garm's running, my character who's a rogue is like, I'll just beat you up and take your stuff and do whatever I want. Because you get so much money from just robbing people.
It's an absurd amount.
It's an absurd amount of money.
Especially when you turn in artifacts worth 140,000 gold.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can head over there. Do you want to show up like on time, early, late?
You know, I can respect the move she made, you know? I can respect it. I'll cast some buff spells.
Just in case.
You know, I respect it, but I don't trust it.
Sure. What time would you like to arrive on scene with your buff spells already cast?
1:45.
Sure. You wait for about 10 minutes. Do you want to get a table? You're just like standing out. This is a place where like you could seat 4 around a table, but it's going to be tight. But this is just across the street from Hamilton's place.
I say we hang out.
Yeah.
Well, let's hang out and chit chat.
Yeah, so you guys maybe like move 2 tables together and like are sitting there on like the patio outside this little bistro. And yeah, you see her walking towards you guys about 5 minutes before the appointed time. You can see her full personage. She does have a blade at her side, though it is not drawn. It would be sheathed. Oh, yeah, and she just kind of like saunters up. I've lied. I don't believe in boats. Very good. Sounds good. You don't want to cast anything?
I mean, the only thing I have that would be like 10 minute per level is Airwalk, and that seems like a per target solution.
Fantastic. Yeah, so yeah, you see her walking up. She's kind of just like got like maybe her hands to her side, kind of like looking at the various awnings and things like that. She seems to be like in a good like a good state of mind. She's like happy or neutral, and then she'll catch a glimpse that you guys are there, and she'll kind of like give a friendly wave and quicken her pace, and approach. Oi, buddy. Good to see you again.
Oh, there she is.
Pleasure to meet you all. I'm Tayacet Tiora. I've already met Buddy. I believe you're Caerrat, Sezzix, and Tommy. Is that correct?
A pleasure.
A pleasure indeed. Have you ordered anything yet?
Was waiting for the maid of honor.
Oh, I ain't getting wed, nothing. But she'll like flag down. She'll like flag down someone and order like some coffee.
So what do we owe this pleasure?
Oh, well, yeah, just to cut right to it, as I said, my name's Tayacet, and as I told Buddy the other day, I was hired by Barzillai to keep tabs on y'all, but I...
Been doing a remarkable job of that, by the way.
Well, I'm quite good at my job. Thank you. But I don't think I want to keep doing that. Seems pretty evil, and
not a nice guy, right? The Thrunes?
Seems pretty evil, and I haven't been enjoying that too much. So yeah, just figured I'd come and maybe smooth things over between us, so there's no bad blood. You know how I've been all spying on you, and then telling your sworn enemy what you've been up to and whatnot.
I assume many people who do not believe in the tenets of Thrune are acting against us. To hold a long-standing grudge against that would be pretty ill of me.
Oh, I do appreciate that, but I also didn't arrive empty-handed. I know that you've been angling to make nice with nobles and such, and I think your friend Laria has acquired invitation to the Ruby Masquerade.
You are remarkable at your job.
Oh, yeah, she's not as sneaky as she thinks she is. But I figured I'd let you know that that's definitely a trap. He's gonna have like devils there and stuff, and he's gonna try and kill y'all or something. So probably want to not go there. That'd be my advice, at least. Though you're free to do what you want. Self-will and all that stuff. But yeah, that was mostly it. So yeah. Got any questions for me?
So I know employers and all. Can we help you? You seem to be against Thrune in this way. How can we support you in that way?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of impartial. I guess I could be against Thrune, though I'd have to be for something. I do like that y'all kind of standing up for the little folks. I watch a lot of people moving around and shuffling, and everyone has their own stories. And I think it's mighty nice that you allow people to live so they can find their own path and tell their own stories. Don't really like that, people are getting abducted and killed and all that, so...
Same, actually.
I suppose I could support your cause, but, the sword, she'll kind of, like, draw it a little bit, mostly for show. Usually just like watching, taking notes on stuff.
My base is also for show.
I'm aware.
Thank you.
I believe in my dossier on you, I said it was ceremonial at best.
That's accurate.
I believe my note for Sezzix was that I don't know how that thing works, but you should kill him first. My note for Buddy was he'll do anything to protect Caerrat, and you should kill him first.
What's your note on me?
That was my note on you.
Oh. True.
Yep. And Tommy, I just wrote down simpleton.
I mean, fair.
But yeah,
but you can see that
he's. I've been giving him information for quite a while now, so he knows all about you and knows like what spells you like to cast and how you like to fight things and such.
We have
so
to change drastically.
I mean, he'll just know what you've been up to, and he's definitely expecting you to find your way into the Ruby Masquerade, and I'm sure he's gonna do something nefarious to you.
Does he know what I'm going to do to him?
I think he knows what you'd like to do to him. Though I'll say this, he's a pretty scary dude.
I mean, have you not... The day the rebellion was born, I made a statement to all the fascists in the land. If you do not yield to the rebellion, I will cut you in half.
I didn't hear that because I just got hired like a couple months ago. So after you got, once you kind of established yourselves with the Ardent Crows, he hired me to find out who you were.
Did he get a little frustrated about it?
He certainly did.
Oh, guys, he got frustrated.
I'll tell you what, he got real mad at that Nox lady for not killing you.
Oh yeah, she did run away. Why didn't they come after us after that happened?
Like they or her? Because she was being tortured for a while.
Yeah. That is how regeneration works.
Yep. Well, anyway, I'd recommend you not go to that gala thing, though, I guess it would be a good way to talk to nobles and such, but be very careful if you do. I suppose I could go if you want. I could also get you invitations if you really do want to go, but again, you shouldn't go. You're definitely going to get attacked. It's definitely a trap.
Definitely going to get attacked.
What if we were disguised?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of you are real good at that. Maybe you, she'll point at Caerrat.
It's fair.
But, to be frank, you're an 11.5-foot tall Ogrekin with a giant jaw, and, you're covered in disgusting hairs and such, pretty distinctive.
Yeah,
he's a rat person with a 5-foot-long firearm that makes exploding noises, and he's wearing full plate and has a scythe. You're pretty identifiable.
I'm a farmer, sir, and the full plate is for protection
from the cold,
from bandits.
I'm just saying that you're pretty identifiable.
Yeah.
You could maybe use magic to conceal your identities, but if Basilai's got any devils there, a lot of them can just see through invisibility and magic and stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, I see the merit in your point of view.
I just felt like I needed to clean my conscience here, remain at that true neutral, where I did some evil stuff and now I'm doing some good stuff, and now I'm still neutral, so.
That is the cosmic scale.
Yeah, if you need to meet me, just give a holler.
I will give a wave.
Yeah, she'll give you a way to get in touch with her. And she'll be like, just let me know if you want any invitations or whatever. I don't think you should go, but, you should do what you want to. So. Well, it's been real nice. She'll stand up and kind of dust off her clothes a little bit and finish her coffee, throw some silver down to pay for the meal.
A pleasure.
Yep. All right. Well, take it easy. And she'll wander off.
So we're going to go, right?
That was incredible. That was everything I wanted in a conversation.
Like the rock guy from Thor Ragnarok. This definitely became that. It definitely became that because I don't actually know how to do British accents, so it just became a New Zealand accent.
New Zealand accent.
Then it became someone who is New Zealand doing an accent in a movie of a sci-fi character. So it just became fucking something. But yeah, she'll wander off. Mechanically, if you want to go to the ball, she will just get you in. Like, hand wave. Mechanically as well, she does very emphatically tell you that it is a trap. So if you choose to go, that's on you. Assuming you share this information with your people.
Yeah, especially Laria.
Yeah, definitely.
If you share this with everyone, they will all have different things they say. Let me just see if it specifically has it all. Yes, the sorry, your Silver Council. Hamilton Hayes doesn't have an opinion because he's not there. As you like say, oh, his business is closed, I haven't seen him, yada yada yada, or like, where is he? Because like he wasn't at the meeting that we were supposed to have, and his business is closed. They'll be like, oh, we haven't seen him in a couple of days.
Uh-oh.
Larry will say, well, even if it is a trap, we should still go because we need to curry favor with those nobles. Lictor Octavio will say, oh, so it's a trap and there's devils? Well, it's a good way to kill devils, I guess. He doesn't seem to care one way or the other about the noble element of it. Rexus will say that, well, you could even play it to your advantage. If the nobles are there don't know that there's going to be, this attack, you could maybe convince them that you're there to protect them from these devils that are, like, lurking around every corner, I guess. Though, we might need confirmation that there's actually devils there, rather than the word of this woman who you just met once.
Well, I mean...
Yeah.
That's a good argument.
And I think that's everyone. Oh, do you have the fairy dragon? The fairy dragon be like, ooh, devils are nasty. You shouldn't go there.
Thank you.
Did that help? Did that help you guys decide what you want to do?
Significantly.
I think those are all of your... Are those all of your named NPCs? Like the behind-the-scenes ones?
Blowzerdet's back.
Oh, Blowzerdet's back?
Yeah, she came back with the Water Devil.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Blowzerdet will be like, is that a trap for you? Well, best way to spring the trap is from the inside, I would say.
We have
no.
a remarkable network of spies. I am relatively sure we can sneak some objects inside of the mansion.
So, mechanically, if you guys want to attend the ball, you can take a special action. It is called Undercover Silver Raven Saboteur, or Undercover Ardent Crow. Basically, you know that this thing is happening is on this certain day. You can try to replace one of the, like, guard or waitstaff or whatever with your people. You can, like, have an inside man or woman. That's an action you can take. You can also take the second action would be to, like, scout the place out if you wanted to. And, like, get the layout of it, things like that. Basically, like the Fushi sisters did for you at Menador Keep. So that's another action you could take. And then, yes, the third thing would be you can do, like, a secret cache. And you can, like, have them smuggle weapons or, like, scrolls or, like, your armor or whatever in there. And then you don't have to wear any of it when you go in. So those are the three unique actions that are available to you if you want to go to this masquerade ball. And yeah, as the week progresses, scuttlebutt will be that, like, at least one member of all of those noble houses is attending. In some cases, a lot more than one. For a few of them, it seems as if, like, the entire family got invites, and then some of them just, like, a cousin got an invite. But yeah.
Team, I love traps. I can see the merit in springing this
run
trap.
right in.
I have an idea.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's a bad idea. You ready?
Hold on, let's get to listening.
So, if we have Caerrat go in disguised, alone, and the rest of us nearby could start, like, sabotaging, I don't know, like a guard post or something. We could do some recon maybe for that, but we can cause a distraction to pull away the guards while Caerrat can go in and talk to people.
Oh, use it as an opportunity to fuck up some other stuff?
Yeah, so
just attack some other third thing?
Fuck up other things. Barzillai will probably send his people from the ball or Masquerade to go take care of that, especially if he knows that it's us that are attacking it. And then it gives Caerrat, like, free reign to roam around and, like, talk to people and convince people.
I am rather terrified of being in a trap by myself.
I said it was a bad idea.
So, this is like, as you're, like, chatting about this or whatever, this is like a 300-person black tie gala dinner masquerade ball. So, you could all go inside, disguised or whatever if you want to. If, like, one person was inside and the rest of you were outside, it would be the equivalent of being, like, 20 turns removed from combat. Like, this is a giant building. There's going to be hundreds of NPCs in it. So you would be very dramatically splitting the party. That's not to say that you couldn't, like, come together at some point or whatever. But you'd certainly, like, want, like, a casting of telepathic bond and, like, scrolls of dimension door and stuff like that in the event that you need to all group up. This is also supposed to be a long event, like many hours long. So there's plenty of time to, like, schmooze and talk to a lot of different nobles and things like that. So, whereas Caerrat's really good at talking to people, he probably doesn't have enough time to talk to all of the nobles by himself.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is like a gala at the Met or something. This is like a big thing.
We know if we're walking in, they know who we are. We just kind of have to assume it, you know?
Yes, but Larry will be like, yes, but even if they know who you are, they can't just attack you. Like, they could maybe try to, like, surreptitiously sequester you, but if they just started attacking you in front of all of these people, remember, it's this game of cat and mouse. It's politics. You're trying to win the heart of the city, and right now you have a lot of support. If Barzillai responds by just attacking you when you show up at his place, the city's going to turn against him. And even if he's successful in killing you or capturing you, the revolt you've started won't die. You'd become martyrs for the cause. So whatever he does, it's going to be very underhanded. And it's not going to be obvious. Otherwise, he'd be making enemies of everyone he's invited.
Yeah.
That'd be Laria talking to you.
God damn it, I just looked at my skills page. I haven't used a ton of my skills.
Oof.
I was at 22 skills where I should have been at 27, and I haven't been using my racial feat.
Well, yeah, you should have 3 times 9. You should have 4 times 9. You should have 36 skill points.
Yeah.
Unless you traded away the skilled thing from being
I didn't.
Then yes, you should have 36 skill points. So yeah, spend them up. Might I suggest diplomacy?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to do.
Yeah.
Max that out.
Yeah, I just did max that out.
So it sounds like the only way that we can actually get into a sticky situation is if somehow Barzillai removes us from the main party to deal with us. So, like, as long as we're at the center of everything,
as long as we stay in the event,
yeah, should be fine.
So are we gonna do the telepathic bond cast, or are we just gonna like stay within earshot of each other?
I like telepathic.
It was only like 400 gold, right?
If one of us does manage to get compromised and like removed from the main area, like telepathic bond is very good.
Yeah, it'll save lives.
Yes, and just so you guys know, the Ruby Masquerade begins at 9 o'clock, just before the evening's curfew.
So if we go...
And it says it goes until midnight.
For Midnight Mass, I see. Fantastic.
There you go.
What happens at Midnight Mass?
Devil shit, you know?
Oh.
That's like when Asmodean worshippers, the devil worshipping people, that's when they have like their version of like Sunday service is at midnight.
Well, I'm fine with getting dressed up and going in.
Yeah. Do you guys want to do anything to prepare? Or you just want to
find a way to get our weapons in?
Yeah, so mechanically that's
check.
There you go. That's one of the actions Garm can do. So you guys should talk about those sort of actions that you might want to take and like figure out which one you want to do, and then we'll take it from there.
Oh, boys. I've been waiting for this entire thing to be mechanically relevant for a while. I assume we want to sneak everything in and just be absolute crackheads. We have a plus 19 to secure anything we want in this building. I am relatively sure we can get things inside. We can get some boys on the team. We can get some guns inside. We can get a lookout. That's my thought.
Oh, okay.
Because I personally really want to look underneath this place and sneak away from the party at some point. And I know that'll get us in trouble. But there has to be some Silver Raven shit here that no one's found yet. And I want it so bad.
Yeah.
Correct, because you guys know that 100 years ago this building was the Silver Raven hideout.
I know this is a trap because this is everything I want wrapped in one nice package. It is a disguised ball at the hideout of the place I want to go to the most. It is everything I want to go do, and I want it so bad. I want it so bad.
Are we just gonna do another dimension door where we go like 40 feet into the ground and just pop up into the secret room? Is that the game plan here?
I follow our glorious leader, Caerrat.
Is this adventure path everything you want and more?
It's pretty great.
Yes, you want to send a team to go secure the stuff, so let's roll that check. Is there a limit on how much stuff they can take? I'd say they could probably hide 4 people's worth of gear. That's fine.
3 people. I don't really have gear.
Yeah.
Fair.
Bring my
Make that secrecy check. 26. Does it say what the DC is? It's probably around there. Might be like 15 plus your level or something.
Where are my spies?
And you also want to do the scouting thing? I do have answers for those things.
We only have plus 15 for scouting. That is a knowledge check of a 33.
Okay. And then the last thing you wanted to do is you wanted to set someone in their undercover.
Correct.
Sounds good. Sounds good. You can definitely learn about the structure, you do learn that there is a downstairs. There is a basement, though it is under pretty high security. The Opera House is crawling with a couple dozen Dotari guards at all times, as it is Barzilai's residence as well. It is a 3-storied structure. The main floor is the main, gathering hall. The second floor, E2. The second floor looks out over the orchestra pit and has like a large balcony and things like that. There's also, of course, tons and tons of side rooms, guest rooms, servant quarters, things of that nature. And the top level is like that mezzanine. So if you imagine there's like a main seating area around, well, there's not seating area because it's a dancing floor. So it's like a main dancing floor. There's like a 2nd-story balcony and a mingling area. And then there's a 3rd-story balcony looking over it. And then, yes, also below this, supposedly, there is some sort of basement. Though, your scouts are unable to find the way down to it. But they do see people your scouts report, like, we watch people walking around, and they'll just, like, be in a room, and they didn't come in through the front door. And they think there's secret passages throughout several of these rooms. But they don't know where they are.
Alrighty.
Yeah, and they'll also tell you this was the Silver Raven hideout. And as far as they can tell, there was never, like, in your historical, like, looking through documents and stuff like that, you can't find anything where, like, the Thrunes ever came in and, like, publicly destroyed a bunch of Silver Raven stuff. So you imagine there's still some good things hidden below or hidden elsewhere. Yeah. Sneaking someone in. Who do you want to send in?
Who do we have undercover?
I mean, you're just gonna... I don't think you have any, like, named humans or whatever. But you probably want to send in a human, not a...
Yeah, someone that actually
Tengu.
blends in.
Yeah, so you send an agent in, and you don't hear back from them. But they were going to just meet up with you in the event. So you assume they're there safe. You haven't heard, like, their emergency word or anything. They haven't, like, signaled that they need to be extracted. And Barzilai hasn't, like, publicly executed anyone in the last couple of days. So presumably they've made it in safe.
We take the win.
And then, did you ever figure out what the DC was to hide stuff?
It is the secure cache action?
Mm-hmm.
Or the covert... sorry, one sec. It is not secure cache. Oh, I'm sorry. Placing a cache inside of enemy territory increases the DC by 5 to 10. I would assume this would be a 5 to 10 increase.
Fantastic.
But, I mean, it's like a DC 20. It says a sidebar. We need a bag of holding to put stuff in, and then I can secure 10-pound cash.
There you go. So yeah, you guys can easily acquire one of those. So yeah, all 3 of your actions are successful.
Fantastic news.
Good.
Yep. So yeah. To the ball?
To the trap.
To the trap?
It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Yes. Well, let me just get my handy notepad here. All right. You guys can head to the Ruby Ball. Do you tell any of your NPCs to come or not come? as Laria does have the invitation, and Tayacet could secure more if you wanted more of your allies there. Or you could, like, wave Laria off and be like, don't attend. They'll do it. They'll basically follow your lead. Otherwise, Laria is interested in going, and your other NPCs are not interested in going. Like, they will go, but, like, they don't have, like, a burning desire to go.
My overwhelming concern is that this is the easiest way for us to get an invite, because this is the way he wants us to get an invite. I say we just let it ride, you know? This is our fault. Laria, let's run it. You're always a part of this, but understand that everyone knows everything, I think.
Yeah, no, she's like, well, obviously that's why I would go, in case you guys need help.
Oh, thank you.
It's going to be just the four of you against his entire, like, personal guard and him and all his devils. Do you want more of our allies to come? Or do you not want to risk us getting hurt?
Well, Lady Meridia needs to stay here at least.
Okay.
I mean, I'd take Rexus with us because he knows stuff.
Sure.
And, like, be able to make some knowledge checks seems reasonable.
Alright, so NPCs. You're going to take Laria, Rexus. Anyone else you want to take?
Do we convince Lictor Octavio to come so he can kill all the devils we can't kill by ourselves?
There is no needing to convince him. You just tell him and he'll do it.
Oh, okay.
It is up to you which NPCs you would like to join you in your obvious trap.
I think I'd be happy with those boys.
So would you like Octavio as well?
Yeah.
Alright, sounds good. So these folks will be there, as Tayacet said she was going. Yeah. It is a masquerade ball. Meaning you should wear a mask. The mask can be as simple as a sack with eye holes cut into it, or extravagant as a work of art or potent magic item. What kind of masks would each of you like to wear?
The bag seems inconspicuous.
I kind of want to do the bag, but the equivalent of a Gucci bag.
Yes, what kind of mask? This is the point in the game where you tell me what you'd like to do, and I'll tell you, okay.
I'll get like a rat mask.
How much money would you like to spend on your rat mask?
15 gold.
Sure. Sear it? You can also spend 0 gold and get a sack.
How much would it cost for me to get, like, a magically treated balloon hat that, like, hides my face with the balloons? But, like, just all I want it to do is not deflate.
You can spend as much or as little money as you would like. Yes, it is just this thing again. I mean, you can get like a paper mache one of those for like 5 silver.
I'll spend a reasonable amount. I'll spend 15 gold.
Sure.
Buddy. Check the... Oh, sorry.
Buddy's gonna use the bag.
0 gold. Tommy.
Yes.
I posted mine in the Hell's Rebels channel.
How much money would you like to spend?
I don't know. It's made out of gold. How much do you think it would cost, the one I posted?
You can spend as much or as little as you would like.
30 gold.
Yes, you will spend 30 gold pieces. Very good. Yeah, I mean, the more you spend, the nicer it is. But, like, you could get that made out of, like, fucking tin and painted gold for, like, 5 silver. So, it really depends how much you want to spend.
This is also going to be a bribe. Possibly. My intention is to have one very expensive, so that if we need to bribe someone, I can bribe them with the expensive mask. And possibly switch masks with someone. 30 gold pieces seems like it could buy someone off.
Sounds good. The next thing. What
like
would you guys like to wear to the ball?
I have a fantastic teal suit.
Very good. Are you going to just wear a teal suit? Would you like to wear any armor?
It goes against my religion.
Very good. Is your armor in the bag of holding?
I don't have armor.
Oh, okay, so you're just wearing teal clothes.
Yeah, I have teal.
How much did you spend on this outfit?
I think I spent 1,000 gold.
1,000 gold pieces.
I was very excited about this teal suit. This was the one I wore to the web lady.
Okay.
The spider lady.
Sezzix, what clothes would you like to wear, and would you like to wear armor?
I will wear armor underneath, like, a nice purple vest that I'll spend, like, 25 gold on.
What armor are you wearing?
Leather.
A vest will not fit over that.
Like,
you would have to have a chain shirt in order for it to fit underneath something else. Or, like, padded armor. But leather is like a breastplate made out of leather.
What if I masquerade you up as, like, some old man hunched over with a cane and I make a disguise check for him?
You can certainly disguise yourselves as you'd like to resemble something else, but disguising an object to look like another object does not that skill check work that way.
I was trying to, like, disguise him as an old person so he could, like, wear a heavy cloak over it.
Yeah, I mean, mechanically he'll still be wearing armor.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like,
it's like you're wearing the equivalent of, like, the armor that the gladiators wore in Gladiator. That's what leather armor is.
Yeah.
So it's, like, big. You could wear, like, heavy, like a down jacket over it, but you'd be like,
gonna say, like, a big trench coat.
Sure. Are you spending any amount of money adorning your armor or wearing fancy clothes?
About 25 gold for everything.
Very good. All of this doesn't matter, by the way. I'm just doing all this bookkeeping for no reason. Buddy, what are you wearing?
I'll wear the same fancy outfit I wore at the last party, like Caerrat was. I think I spent 100 gold for that one.
Okay. Are you wearing armor?
Yeah, I'd have a mithril shirt.
Oh, very good. No one knows that you're wearing armor. Tommy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have, like, robes over my full plate, and the mask kind of, like, similar to the picture I just posted.
Yeah, are these magical robes?
No, they're just going to be very nice, clean, pristine white robes, and I'm gonna have all my full plate painted white. And we're gonna have it, like, really nicely done over the full plate. So we're gonna spend 30 gold pieces just on this as well.
Yeah. Yeah. The clothier you're talking to as you're, like, wanting to buy this is like, far be it for me to tell you what to do, sir, but if you wear those robes over your armor, it'll merely be ripped apart as soon as you start walking. As you are covered in giant moving metal arm plates and leg plates and spikes.
Can I spend gold and get all the edges, like, smoothed out so it doesn't rip clothing?
Look up a picture of someone in full plate, and then tell me what you're doing. Like, it's you can put stuff over it, but, like, you're not going to be able to conceal the fact that you're wearing armor. Like, it'll look like you're just wearing a cloak over armor. That's fine. For what it's worth, you're allowed to wear armor to this. I'm just asking what you guys are wearing.
It's fine, I got more likes now.
There's lots of people wearing armor showing up. I just wanted to know what you were wearing. Because you have a cache that you can put stuff in.
Okay, I have the solution.
To don armor.
I have the solution.
Okay.
We're gonna get tiny metal all the way. We're gonna make this cloak, like, robe thing out of mithril so it doesn't rip. How much is this gonna cost?
A lot. Hundreds and hundreds of gold pieces.
Is there any cheaper metal that I can accomplish this with?
So yeah, you can certainly wear more metal over your armor. I will not consider that as a typical, exceptional, or inappropriate outfit, nor will I say you have spent 100 gold pieces in adornment to make your suit of armor look nicer, which are the two things that you could do. Would you like to have a fancy outfit or spend 100 gold pieces to make your armor look nicer?
I'll make my armor look nicer.
Sure. Very good. I'll write that down. Are you wearing a fancy outfit underneath your armor, or are you just wearing your normal clothes?
The nice robes will be under the armor.
Okay. How much did you spend on those robes?
30 gold. And then 100
Typical
gold on the
robes.
armor.
Very good. Got it. Sounds good. Now then, weapons. What do you guys want to do with your weapons?
Didn't Garm say we were like sneaking them in somehow?
I have a bag of holding on the inside.
Are you guys all giving up your weapons and putting them in that bag of holding and then hiding it inside?
Am I allowed to have my weapon?
I'll put
What would you guys like
and
to
my
do? Your
short sword
invitation
in there.
doesn't indicate. Yeah.
Well, it is part
I'll
of...
probably put my gun in there.
Yeah. You think it would be considered inappropriate to have your weapon, but
Okay, then I'll put my scythe in there.
there's nothing mechanically stopping you from showing up with it. It would just be inappropriate.
That's snafu, some would say.
A snafu. Alright, so all of your weapons are in a bag?
Bag.
Alright, sounds good. Is there anything else you guys would like to do? Any spells you would like to cast? Any magic items you would like to buy before you head to the Masquerade?
I think it's time for me to cast Magic Vestment. I think I've earned it.
Sure. Would you like to wear armor to cast that spell on?
No, let's wear it on the teal suit.
I don't think you can. It says you turn a suit of armor into magical armor.
Oh, it does. Thought you could do it to not. That's lame.
Would you like to buy a nice suit of padded armor?
Just cast it on that.
Yeah. Alright, so. Let you figure that out. I'm going to do stuff here. Buddy! So let's start with Sezzix. Sezzix is wearing a decent mask, but he's wearing shitty clothes.
You saved me.
That sounds about right.
Thank you, Cal.
Very good. You have a +0. Caerrat is wearing exceptional clothes and a shitty mask. You have +0. Buddy is wearing a shitty mask. You have a -4. Tommy is wearing a nice mask. Alright. Very good. You guys will begin this adventure at 10 Masquerade points. One person is in two people are in exceptional outfits. Your Masquerade points are now up to 14. Good job. These points will fluctuate throughout the evening. So, you guys can head to the ball. Did you want to cast Magic Vestment on some armor? Yes, no? Or are you calling it good? Saying fuck it?
Nah, it's not worth it.
Fantastic. I've browbeat you into submission with my knowledge of the rules.
Incredible work.
You could buy
I can't
Bracers of
believe-
Armor +1 and cast Magic Vestment on those.
What if I said I have Braces of Armor +1?
I think you can cast Magic Vestment on those.
I think I can, as they count as a set of armor.
Huge.
There's my solution. There we go, Fa. Now I have armor.
In all, 300 Kintargans attend the Ruby Masquerade. These guests range from nobles to laborers, some of whom you see had to scrape together the funds necessary to secure fancy masks and outfits. And the masks do quite well to hide from immediate view what station each holds in day-to-day life. You recognize people you've seen before, lots of new not faces, but distinct body shapes and things like that. It seems to be an almost a who's who of people attending the event. When you first arrive, are you guys all arriving together? Are you arriving separate?
I imagine we arrived together.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Sure. When you first arrive, you're greeted by Dotari guards wearing fine chainmail, red tabards, and dramatic, smiling porcelain masks. No names are written down or announced as they take your invitations, and you're informed that refreshments may be found in the low seating in the assembly room, and that the dancing on the stage hall shall continue throughout the event. The guards also inform you that you may pay any offerings you wish to the host in the prince's parlor, and that there are 2 events scheduled for this evening. Barzillai himself shall lead the attendees in a formal dance known as the Dance of the Damned in an hour's time at 10 o'clock, and there will be an unmasking ceremony at midnight, and the Lord Mayor plans on addressing the attendees with some news regarding Kintargo's future and hopes for the future.
How the fuck am I alive? Holy shit! Holy!
Grace is pretty excited about all this.
Grace playing some League of Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mechanically, I'm going to split the evening into a bunch of half-hour scenes. So, presuming things end at midnight, that gives you guys 6 scenes that you guys can do stuff in. You obviously can do whatever you want. There are some suggestions. You can distract. Also, some of these actions cost points. So you're at 14 Masquerade points. You're doing a pretty good job of just, like, attending the event. If you want to cause a distraction, it will cost you 1 Masquerade point, as you kind of, like, eat up some of your goodwill to cause a distraction. To cause a distraction, you make some sort of spectacle, and then another person in your group can attempt to sneak away and do something else. Mechanically, one person makes a check to distract, and then the other person gets a bonus on their check to sneak away. Okay? You can mingle. It costs you nothing to mingle. It costs you no Masquerade points. You just chat with people. You can hear rumors. You can figure out which side of the coin noble families are on, or you can try to influence noble families. You can choose to eat. It costs you 1 point. You can sample the food and drink made available to all attendees. While eating, you can also take the mingle action for free, but you must make a fortitude save to avoid overindulging. Yes. You can dance. It costs you 2 points, but it allows you to spend some one-on-one time with a specific NPC. And the last thing you can do is you can explore, which will have a variable cost, as well as any other actions you guys choose to do, like recovering your items and things like that, or pickpocketing an item, or making sleight of hand checks and stealth checks. All those have variable costs. Yeah, so those are kind of like the general things you can do. Let me give you a map so you can kind of get acquainted here. There is a box office here. There are steps leading up here. Boom. So yes, that's just the foyer there. And then there's stairs leading up to the second level. The doors in front of you will be open, leading into the low seating area. There's an orchestra pit and a stage, and you see there is a curtain drawn across the back of the stage. So I'm just going to throw all your minis down to start and delete out all the ones that are here. And yeah, we'll begin with our first, half hour. Just deleting out all these things from Menador Cap.
Delete all the soldiers.
Yes. If you wanted to go pay your respects, that is, I believe, upstairs. Yep, that's upstairs on the second floor.
When you say pay your respects, you mean go and see Barzillai Thrune?
Yep, Barzillai Thrune seems to be, they say, on the second floor. So let me show the old second floor here. So, boop-a-doop-a-doop. Barzillai is in this room to the side on the second floor. And this area here overlooks the stage. There's the stairs leading up. And of course, you can even go up to the third floor if you wish.
Boy.
Indeed. There you go. There is some mappage for you guys to look over and kind of decide what you want to do. You guys don't all have to do the same things. You can all spread out and do different stuff if you want. Oh, these are open as well. I'm so sorry. There you go. As is this room. Basically, all the ones with this blue background, it looks like, are open. So yeah, any room that has like that blue to it, you guys can freely like walk in and maneuver through. You see the box office there at the bottom right was revealed. That's like, it would be inappropriate for you to like hop over into the box office and like mess with the person taking invitations. So those are the rooms that like you would have to make checks, which would cost you Masquerade points to go into. So yeah, it is 1:40 in real life, but it is actually 9:00 p.m. In game. So yeah, it's 9:00. What do you guys want to do? Where do you want to head?
How much did you say exploring took?
It is a variable cost. You can explore up to here it is. If you want to explore an area that's off limits, you must spend 2 Masquerade points per area explored. Up to 3 adjacent areas can be explored per scene. So you can spend between 2 and 6 points exploring if you wish. And it would uncover up to 3 adjacent areas.
And I didn't hear, is there a way to gain more now? Or can we not gain any more?
You can mingle. You can basically be at the party and not do behind the scenes stuff, and you can build up points.
Sezzix will just mingle for the first half hour.
Sure. Sezzix is going to mingle. So yeah, I'll type them all out for you. So you can distract. Well, mingle is kind of AFK. Mingling. You can distract. You can eat. You can dance. You can explore. Yeah, those are like the 5 base ones you can do. So we've got Sezzix. Sezzix is going to explore, or mingle. What do you want to do, Caerrat?
I want to figure out what side the 4th house is on.
So you'd like to mingle?
I'd like to mingle.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for right now.
Fantastic mingle.
I'm just getting everyone's thing they're doing, and then we'll go through them all. All right, so 2, you want to mingle? Buddy, Tommy, what do you guys want to do?
Mingle.
Mingle? No one wants to go talk to Barzillai? Shame.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Sick.
No, like, I thought mingle with Barzillai. I wanted to pay respects about the house. Like, how nice the house is.
Sure.
You know, it's polite when you first get invited to a party to thank the host for inviting you and that he has a lovely home. It's just polite. And I'm being sincere.
But of course, sir.
Yeah.
I might have been raised on a farm, but I have manners.
Buddy, you should go eat something.
That's what I want to do, but I don't remember what the...
I'm so sorry, Cobra. Barzillai will be making an appearance at 10, but he's not there right now. That is the Devil's Parlor. That's a statue to Asmodeus and a small altar where you can go and pay respects to the Prince of Darkness.
Oh, then never mind.
Oh, very good.
I'll mingle.
Sure.
I don't think Desna would be happy with that.
Mingling, and then Buddy, what did you want to do?
I'm gonna eat.
Hell yeah.
I believe. If I don't remember what exactly it does. So you sample food, you get to mingle for free.
Yep.
And then you have to make a fortitude save.
Yep.
Yep, that sounds right up my alley.
Sounds good. Well, let's begin with Caerrat, because Caerrat knew he wanted to talk to you. You wanted to go find a noble house. You can mingle in one of two ways, via charm or diplomacy. Via charm or wit, diplomacy or bluff. You then will potentially overhear a rumor, and if you roll high enough, you will find a friend or a rival to chat with in the future. So, go ahead and make a bluff or diplomacy check as you are mingling with the other attendees.
I'm still a little shit. I'll start lying.
You just using your sharp wit as you
just shit talking,
verbally spar your way through the floor, engaging with all sorts of nobles and dilettantes. You hear a rumor. Let's go back to page 7. Roll a d10, baby boy.
Woo!
That's a 6.
You've heard that. You hear someone saying, I've heard her shop burnt down. What? Really? Yes. It was burned in the Night of Ashes. But I don't believe that Senshin died. She was working for the Silver Ravens.
Senshin?
Senshin, the Silver Star owner who may have been abducted during the Night of Ashes.
That was the Desna dancer? No, someone else.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you hear that. Alive. You also identify someone to chat with. Oh, you earn 1 Masquerade point. Congrats, dog.
Hey.
Up to 15.
Nice.
I'm about to eat that Masquerade point up.
Goblet.
Yeah. So you want to talk to the 4th one? You find out pretty quickly that there is a woman here. She seems friendly, and she is remarking at the beautiful artwork here and all the molding, and it's this old Baroque style. And as you chat with her, she introduces herself as Baroness Belcara Jarvis. Don't bother. I'll tally all the names up for you at the end. And as the Baroness is there, she seems to be passionate about architecture. As you chat with her, you think
Public Works
that you could, in the future, take a mingle action with her specifically, and if you succeed at that one, you will earn more Masquerade points, and you'll have the opportunity, if she can be swayed, to secure an alliance with her. Yeah. So that's kind of how that works. So you spent like half an hour, you identified like, oh, there might be a thread here. She likes architecture. Then maybe that's something to talk about with her in the future. Sezzix. Do you want to do a diplomacy check or a bluff check as you chat up these people?
Well, those are both awful for me. Can I do some sort of like weasel my way into doing a
I will say this. The DC is 15.
Yeah, diplomacy and bluff are still real bad.
You are wearing exceptional clothes.
And a shitty mask, right?
You are wearing a shitty mask. But you aren't wearing Buddy's shitty mask. No, you're wearing an average mask.
Bag.
Yeah.
Can I try to listen in to a bunch of different conversations and hear if anyone is complimenting the Ardent Crow, so then I can direct Caerrat to talk to them?
Sure. I will let you make a perception check. You won't get a mask point, but I will allow you to basically succeed without getting a mask point. Yeah. You believe that. Go ahead and roll me a d8, and I'll tell you one of them. You believe that Tansen which happens to be the one that Tommy went to the jewelers for, they are staunch Thrun supporters. And you overhear someone being like, well, Count Tansen couldn't be here, but he sent his nephew. That's him over there. And you see a guy who's doing the equivalent of, like, putting their finger in a moving fan blade that has, like, open gaps. Or, like, taking a butter knife and sticking it in an electrical socket. He's, like, there, like, watching paint dry with, like, a nail sticking out of his forehead. Like, they sent Tansen Jr. over here. He's a little slow. Like, I hear the uncle's been trying to muscle him out of his operations for a while. Yeah, it seems like a shit job sending him here to this masquerade. And the kid's just there kind of, like, drooling off to the side. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of depth to him. And probably doesn't hold a lot of sway within the family.
So go ahead and let Caerrat know that he might have heard something on accident. Maybe you can get something out of him if you really try.
Yeah, so Tansen, bad. All right, and then what did we have? We had Jarvis question mark. All right, Tommy, who'd you want to chat with? Or when you were generically mingling, did you want to do bluff or diplomacy or something else?
Diplomacy.
Yeah, roll it up. You are wearing nice looking armor, so I'll give you a small bonus.
I also have a good mouse.
You have an all right.
Oh
mouse.
My god.
Ooh, very good. You flub. As you're trying to chat with people, you're unable to find any good leads, but you do still get a rumor, so roll a d10. Da-da-da-da-da. You hear someone saying, I can't believe we're in here. Maybe we should sneak away. I hear that the Opera House has secret chambers within that hold treasures, hidden away from the time of the Civil War. Treasures no one's actually seen in decades. And that's all you get. But you don't lose any points.
Okay.
You didn't fail by enough, because you couldn't with your bonus. Buddy, you're drinking. Give me a fortitude save.
Sure thing.
I don't think you can fail. 18, you crush it. As you are eating, you can make a mingle action for free with the other people that are also eating. You may also use different skills. You can use intimidate or a perception check as you are eating food with other people that are there as well.
Okay. Huh.
Or you can do bluff or diplomacy, your choice.
I'll definitely do perception.
Sure.
Definitely the highest roll I have. Okay.
Yeah. Give me a, so you succeed, so you get a Masquerade point. Give me a D10 roll. To see what rumor you're over here. And you also identify someone. You got an 8, and then give me a D8 roll.
A 2 on the D8.
Yes. You hear, well, we all know that Vyre has been quiet about this unrest, but I heard that they might be moving to support the rebellion. I wonder what Thrun's going to do about that. Verifying your guys' dealings there in the past. With a 2... Aha. You know that you spy someone you recognize from before. You spy the Count Aurelian, who's the guy you rescued, who has like the withered arm.
Oh.
He's attending the Masquerade Ball with his father. And he'll kind of like notice you and like give a friendly little wave with his good hand. And you know that while he supports you, his father is undecided. And now that you know that they're here, you guys could make a beeline and chat with him at some point in the future. So
they're one of the noble houses?
Yep. Yeah, that's why you...
What was her last name?
Aurelian.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
Did we ever get the telepathic bond scroll? No? Okay.
Not as far as I was told.
I just remembered, so I wanted to check.
All right, that is a half hour. What do you guys want to do? It's 9:30.
I would like to talk to my favorite pen pal.
You want to go talk to Aurelian?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good. So you're going to take the mingle action? All right. And what others do you want to do?
Is this for 9:30?
Yep, it is now 9:30.
I think I would go talk to the Aurelian family.
Yeah, Garm is already doing that, so you'd just be aiding him. Okay. But you certainly could go and give him Garm a +2 if you wanted. Or you could do anything else.
Sure, I think I would go just because I was the one that made eye contact, I guess. So I'd help.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going to go crush it on the dance floor.
Very good. And then, Tommy, what do you want to do?
I want to meet up with Garm. Sure.
Yep, that happens. You guys get together. It's been a half hour. You share all the information you guys have collected. It's a new half hour for you to go off and do whatever you'd like.
Go out and mingle still.
Yeah, mingle again.
My thought process is if you guys can find the people for me to go these we can lock in, I'll go and do those specific ones, while you guys go around and do the sneaky bullshit, find our contact, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because we have someone invaded here, but if we can talk to them, maybe they can tell us what Barzilai's planning. And we need to confirm that they're actually still alive. So probably Sezzix, if you can take care of that at some point, that'd be sick.
I plan on doing that next round or something.
Also, at the start of this round, for what it's worth, one of the Dotari will come up to Tommy. And they'll come up to you and be like, "Sir, we need to talk to you. There's been a problem with your invitation." And he'll gesture at one of the side rooms.
Sure, I'll go along.
Yeah, he will lead you into the room. You get that, feeling in the back of your head, this guy's gonna jump me or whatever, and he leads you into basically a fucking broom closet with no one else. And as he, steps into the room after you, you, turn around ready to, beat him to death with your fists or defend yourself. And he, takes his mask off, and you recognize it as the agent that you guys sent in undercover. He's like, "Ardent Crows for life, sir. I have some information to tell you." And he'll pull out a piece of parchment, and on it will be a crude sketch of the 3 different levels. And he'll he's put a bunch of X's all over it. And he's like, "This is where all the guards are. These are their routes." And he gives this to you. This gives you guys a +5 bonus on any stealth checks you want to do to sneak around. He also says there are devils, and he'll mark where they are on the map as well. And he will also tell you that there are cockatrices, which are these horrific kind of monsters that can petrify people. And Barzilai, for whatever reason, has them all stored away in the assembly room. He has these exotic, kind of like a rich person would have peacocks, He has cockatrices on display over in this room to the left that you guys haven't gone in yet. And the guard's there's a secret catch that you can flip and it'll release them. It'll open all the doors if you want to, do that at some point. He'll kind of tell you that he found that information out. Not that he's you should unleash cockatrices on a bunch of nobles, but if you wanted to,
we could ruin House Thrune's reputation.
But yeah, I better get back to it. And he'll hand you the document or whatever, And then he'll put his mask back on and open the door and be like, and don't you forget it. Hail Asmodeus, and he'll walk off.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, and you can go share that information with all your companions. Yep. I'm not going to put all of the guys on the map, but when you go into a room, before you go into it, I'll tell you how many guards are in there.
Alright, I'll give the map to Sezzix.
Yeah, Seishi, if you want to also, like, I can create a distraction if you want to go sneak off.
That room that I'm revealing there has a devil in it. I'm also just going to reveal all the rooms that have devils in them.
With that extra +5 stealth that this map gives us, I have a +34 to stealth, Austin. So I feel like I can get most places.
Let's use the distract and see what it does.
That's fair enough, too.
These two little security nooks on the 3rd floor have a devil in each one of them, he said. And then he also says that he thinks there's devils downstairs in the basement. But yeah. All right, you guys are mingling. Garm and Buddy, you both go over to talk to the Aurelian guy. Yes? Yes?
Actually, can I change mine to just mingle?
Sure.
From what Garm said earlier. About
yeah. Buddy, you want to follow up on this?
I want to bother Aurelius.
Yeah. He's there with his father, and as you come up, he'll be like, hello. And,
greetings, esteemed, Masqueradians, I think is our technical title for the night.
Yes. You notice that, like, the sun seems to be, like, not put out to be here, but, like, he doesn't really want to be here. And the father's like, stand up straight, boy, to make up for all your lollygagging and gallivanting around. Yes, and who are you?
We're masquerading, so we're, I'll be, Simon for the day.
Simon, a pleasure. Do you know my boy?
We're old friends back from school.
Ah, from school, yes? Another one of your dalliances, son? To think you were going to carry on the family lineage, and this is how you repay me. But father, I'm following my heart. I'm following love, the strongest power there is. I don't want to hear it. I need another drink. He'll, like, motion past you and, like, grab, like, a servant's going by with, like, some wine, and he'll get, like, 2 cups of it, and be like, oh, to think what could have been of our family. What you've done to it, you spit on my legacy, boy. Be gone from my sight, and he'll, like, wave his son away. Well, Simon, what about you? Do you do your family proud, or do you drag their name through the mud? Running around with pirates and committing acts of carnal affection for all the tabloids to read?
I do believe those tabloids only exist to slander the good name of those people within our beautiful city who are just trying to make it beautiful again.
He has downed 1 glass of wine while you were talking, and he'll set it down and he'll be like, here, and he'll, like, start chugging the other one.
It's beautiful. I know I don't mean to be a gossip, of course, however. It's good to see that you and your son are back in graces and back on speaking terms. I don't mean to be personal, but I know there's been some complications.
Speaking terms, he only came back because that captain of his left, sailed north up the coast, I think to Vire, came muling back. Can't even imagine how he escaped. You know, he was missing, and I tracked him down, kept him safe within the house, and then some of his friends broke him out, I suppose. You weren't involved in that, were you? Of
course not.
You make a bluff check.
What do you mean, sir? I would never be involved with someone that can hold a drink as well as you.
Mm-hmm. He kind of, like, narrows his eyes at you. He seems very egotistical, short-tempered, and drunk. He's, like, very obsessed with, like, how his name is going to look in the future. And that's kind of what you've been picking up on.
Yeah, this seems a little bit too through-y for me, team.
This is the conversation where you'll get to determine which way he is. And he does, in fact, seem undecided.
Well, how do you feel about some of the things that Thrune's doing, you know? We're here in this beautiful, oh, look up at the, I now know things about the architecture. Oh, look at this scone. It was built back in the days where art had a meaning, you know? Where there was something special in the roots of Kintargo. And I don't feel that spark as much anymore.
Art, what a frivolous folly.
It's tough.
You need something important, like the silver that grows in the earth, or the salt we can mine, or magic, something tangible, not this nonsense of poetry and paintings, plaster. What a waste of time. This dance is such a waste of time.
Silver is beautiful, you do have a point, but it's
valuable too.
Now.
It's the lifeblood of this town.
I'm an ardent supporter, I suppose. Geolookers.
He'll kind of grumble to himself. In chatting with him, you think that he is pretty neutral, but the last thing with his son has really upset him. And if you could convince his son not to go back to Captain Sargeta, he would give you his support. Otherwise, he seems to be a very materialistic person, and you think you could probably buy his loyalty. Otherwise, he will remain neutral.
Oh, all you had to say was money.
I mean, he doesn't, but the way he's talking about tangible things, you're well, we could make a small investment or whatever. And as you direct the conversation in that way, he'll say well, my family does have some various debts across seas that, if they were cleared from our coffers, would reflect well. And even though my son, has torpedoed various business dealings here, it doesn't mean that we couldn't have a venture in the future. Though my debts are substantial from my uncle, who I inherited things from, and my son's racked up quite a bit of gambling debt abroad. No less than 20,000 gold pieces would be required to settle those accounts.
Damn.
Alternatively, you could kill Captain Sargeta, or convince his son, perhaps with mind control magic, never to go back to his true love, and then he'll immediately join your cause.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like this guy.
But now you know!
I don't think Sir and Tommy will let that happen, though.
Tommy had to step away, so let's do Buddy next. But yeah, that's how your half hour goes. You step away, kind of not with a sour taste in your mouth, but at least you know now.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured I didn't like this guy when he had hellhounds, but now I know I don't like him.
Yeah. Buddy.
Yeah, so we're mingling.
Sure. You can make a diplomacy or a bluff check. Or you could continue eating and then also make those checks.
Actually, that's probably better.
Yes, go and make a fortitude save as you continue eating. You continue indulging.
I love it.
And then you'll get to make the perception or whatever check. Yeah, you're handling it well. You've noticed that as you enter the second hour, there are some people that have had to unbutton they're loosened their cummerbund. They've sat down, and people are not talking to them anymore. You think that if you fail a fortitude save, you'll basically be out of commission for the next round as you're you have to go take a shit or whatever. But yeah, you're managing to hold it. You're managing to hold it down fairly well. Your stomach is starting to fill up. As is your second time here. You can make a perception or a intimidate check.
We'll make perception.
Sure. A 19. Ooh. Yeah, you acquire another point, and go ahead and roll me a D8 and a D10. See what rumors you pick up.
The D10 is a 3, and the D8 is a 7.
You don't get any new rumors, but you do find a bead. There is a countess here who seems to be chatting with people and she's laughing at her own jokes all the time. And it's hard to tell. It's hard to read people's facial expressions with the masks on. And this seems like maybe a Caerrat situation that he should investigate. But that is the Serini family. And they are undecided. Neutral. All right. And over to Sezzix.
He's busting it down on the dance floor.
You wanted to take the dance action. Sick. Oh, before I also do it now. Go ahead and add to your loot list, Garm. You guys get a 5x5, a 1 square big carpet of flying. As you are traveling back, I just completely forgot this. As you are traveling back from the keep to town, you will see a familiar guy sitting on the side of the road. It is the Jinn that you helped free from his imprisonment. And he'll be there with like a rolled up rug under his arm to be like, friends, I thought you would take this road. I have for you a gift, a token of my thanks and esteem, and he'll hand it to you.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
We can fly!
He'll give you a magic carpet, and he'll thank you once again. It'll be like, I know that you owed me, I know that we did not have an arrangement, but I felt as though I owed you something, a token of thanks for freeing me.
I empathetically say thank you.
Yeah. Good luck in your future endeavors.
Hopefully we meet again.
Hopefully not. I've grown very tired of the material plane. But if you ever find yourself on the plane of air, look me up.
Will do.
Yes. He'll like give like a little nod and then he'll like step through the clouds and disappear. So mechanically you guys have that item as well. Which you could have sold, but I imagine you want to keep. Dancing. Alright, back to the dance. Little sidebar there. Doop-a-doop-doo-doo-doo. Alright. Dance. You choose a partner to spend the scene dancing on stage with. It can be anyone, including a random person. But the results of the dance are enhanced if you spend time with a friendly or rival NPC. You must perform a dance check to determine how well you perform.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a random person? Or a specific person that you guys have bumped into so far?
Can I do one of the, like, house people that we haven't talked to yet?
You haven't identified them yet. If you haven't,
okay. If
their name isn't up yet, you haven't found them in the crowd.
I'll just take a random person, I think.
Roll a d100. On a 1, it'll be someone important. As there's 300 people here. I guess on a 1 or a 2. You just find a random person, and you take the stage. This costs you 2 Masquerade points. Go ahead and make a perform dance check to determine how well you perform.
I don't have that, so is that just Dex or something?
Charisma.
Oh, this is a bad idea.
It is, but it's fine. You're having fun. Fantastic. You pick out like a lovely lady from the crowd. She's got like a beautiful floral dress, a nice little like ivory mask with a whimsical smile. And you walk up to her and you're like, shall we dance? And she's like, I cannot refuse. Those are the rules. And you take her by the claw. You know, you claw under her hand and you head up to the stage and you begin dancing. Yeah, it's bad. You like step on her feet a few times. Your tail like gets caught in her dress. It like cuts off some of her like shoe leather. You like scratch her leg. You don't even finish the dance. She gets really upset. And you like hear her begin like very dramatically sobbing and she'll run off. You don't lose any more Masquerade points, but you do not gain anything from this action.
I think we all gained something.
There are now 299 guests present. She will leave. Rats indeed.
Hey, now we have a better chance of finding the correct person.
Tommy, are you back?
Yeah.
Okay. It is your action. And I believe you were schmoozing?
Yeah, is it 10 o'clock yet?
It is 9:30.
9:30, yeah, that mingle.
Yeah, do that mingle action. Yes, the next thing up is the Dance of the Damned. A 15! Roll a d8 and a d10. Ho-ho, 10! Yeah. The rumor you hear is, well, it seems as if of all the people here, a lot of them seem to be more inclined, of all the nobles here, it seems as if more and more of them are inclined to support these ardent crows. It's a good sign for the future of Kintargo when so many are invested in its future and its promise. And you think that with that rumor, of all of the noble families attending this, over half of them are on your guys' side already. Or would be inclined to if you push that a little further.
Okay.
And with a 6, you get a bead on... There is a gentleman who seems to be here, and he's like kind of quietly sitting in the back, and another like person will go over to him and treat him like a servant, like ask for some hors d'oeuvres, like where the restroom is or whatever, and then the person that's with them will like pull at their clothes and be like, do you know who that is? I'm so sorry to have bothered you, and they'll like run off. This guy seems to be Baron Jhaltero of the Jhaltero family, and he is seems to be very soft-spoken, but he commands a great deal of influence among the noble families. And he's just sitting quietly, kind of like observing all of these people moving around like ants, kind of like he's just watching. He's not participating in mingling. He's not dancing. He's not talking to anyone. He's just observing kind of the human condition. But it seems as if those that know who he is know that he's, wields a great deal of power. Sorry, Jhaltero is his name. So yeah, with that, the clock will strike an ominous 10 o'clock. The orchestra will go silent. Those of you that were dancing are taken from the stage. And guests are welcomed as Barzillai himself takes the center stage. So you guys all go up to this level here, as you've been mingling various places. Good old Barzillai Thrune. Thrune. That's Lucian Thrune. You see this guy. He looks substantially evil. It's your boy Barzillai. Wow.
Man has a powerful forehead.
He sure does.
That ain't no forehead. That's like a 5 or 6 head.
8 head.
It's a 16 head.
Bro,
Head.
and he's got the widow's peak to go with that fucking forehead.
Yes,
making it
dude,
even
yeah,
he's like a Hugo Weaving looking motherfucker.
No wonder this guy's so mad. He can't get laid. The forehead like that.
As he arrives, I'll allow you guys to make a perception check. Good God.
I see nothing.
You see Barzillai, he's standing there. Over a 30, so he like steps out from behind the curtain and like begins oratory. He begins pontificating to all the people that are gathered. You see, you catch a glimpse with your 31 Sezzix of, obviously there's like guard behind there that were escorting him. You see the glimpse of someone that's familiar. You think Nox is behind stage. You see like part of her hand maybe. It looks like her hair. But she's, far away in the shadows, and she's got, like, her telltale, her glaive that she killed Yuri with. And she's, like, back there with the other guards. And you, like, catch this silhouette, and you're like, is that Nox? And it's for, like, just a couple of frames before the curtains close behind him. Thank you. Numerous guests. I will keep my speech short. I'd like to thank all you Kintargoings for your patience in these trying times. I promise you that the worst is behind you. Starting tomorrow, we will all work together and return Kintargo to its former glory. I will lift the curfew starting tonight, and the crowd will cheer. I've been mistaken of a great many things, and I will begin rectifying them, starting with that simple act. There will be more to come, though please bide your time until midnight, when all will be made clear and announced. In the meantime, dance, be merry. Thank you for coming. Dancers, take the stage, and he will gesture. And a handful of, staff members that are all dressed up similar to you guys will come up, and they'll begin leading people in the Dance of the Damned, a Chelish competition. It's like part Liverpool, part line dancing, part square dancing, part devil worship, classic feel-good stuff like Mom used to make back in the day.
Nice.
Mechanically, if you guys want to participate in this, sounds good. Everyone is doing it. If you don't want to participate, for each one of you that doesn't, you will lose 2 Masquerade points. So you are a little incentivized to try your hand at it. The Dance of the Damned is a traditional Chelish dance that serves as a metaphor for the lost souls being tormented in hell. It proceeds with several moderators, traditionally dressed as devils wielding small pitchforks, that patrol the floor and observe the skill of the dancers. The style of the dance is left to each participant, as long as the performance is executed well. Every few minutes, the music changes to a new song, and the moderators tap those dancers who perform poorly with the tines of their pitchforks to damn them. When the dancer is damned, they are excused from the floor. The dance continues for multiple songs until only one or no dancers remain. If no dancers remain, the Prince of Darkness is said to have feasted well. If all those who participated in the dance, will be cursed with bad luck for a year. If there are any participants who make it to the end, though, this curse is avoided for all who took part, and the winner is cheered and praised as a savior. Mechanically, you'll have to perform dance checks, and if you make it all the way to the end, you will become the savior of the night. Who wants to dance?
I'd be embarrassed if I didn't.
Who doesn't want to dance?
Sezzix is all in now.
Anyone not want to dance?
To dance.
All right.
I do not.
Everyone takes to the stage. They take to the stage. The little moderators, they're dressed up like devils with their little cardboard devil pitchforks. Everyone takes to the floor and begins dancing. You do notice, though, Tommy, because you were talking or overheard earlier, that one guy who had the air of authority, he doesn't dance, as do a handful of others. Either they're too old or uninterested or in the middle of a conversation. But you guys all take to the dance floor. You guys need to make perform dance checks. Everyone, go ahead and make a perform dance check. Crushed it.
It's just a straight charisma roll.
It is a straight charisma roll.
God.
We are out.
The first dance is very easy. It's like the first culling on Squid Game or whatever. So you guys just kind of you do the hitch thing where you stay right in your zone, not doing anything too wild right here. This is your happy place. And Buddy, as you're doing it, you just bump into someone who has a tray of hors d'oeuvres or drinks. They crash to the ground. You bend over to pick them up, and your pants rip open in the back, and the devil comes by and pokes you, and you're excused. But everyone else,
I'll take that.
You're able to still dance. Everyone now make a fortitude save. As you've been dancing for 5 minutes. You crush it.
Oh my god. Back-to-back nat ones.
A nat 1 sounds good. You're pretty tired, but you can muddle on. You're in fact fatigued. Tommy, another nat 1. Tommy and Caerrat, you're both fatigued. Go ahead and make another perform dance check as the second song starts.
I imagine I don't need to make this roll.
No, you're out. You're just watching. It seems as if about half of them were eliminated. About half of everyone gets eliminated each round.
Yeah.
Just missing Tommy. Little dance check, Mr. Tommy. The three of you guys crush it and move on to the next round. You notice about another half of the people get eliminated. Sezzix, give me a fortitude save. Your companions are already fatigued. Sezzix, you are not fatigued. Song 3 starts. Give me another perform dance check.
Guys, I'm tired, guys.
Sezzix does get prodded and asked to leave the floor with his 4.
We start twerking.
Mixing it up. This is now 15 minutes of dancing. It's like a rave at this point. One more from Tommy?
Is Stuart just dropping his ass on the floor?
Hitting it low, baby.
Tommy, you are also excused. It's just been getting to you. Sezzix, you're asked to leave, but, like, you still feel pretty good. Tommy, like, the heavy armor and all the chafing and the dancing, you're, like, actually fatigued. You're, like, drinking water. And you have the fatigued status.
Tommy was too distracted watching Caerrat.
Round 4, Caerrat. Give me another dance check.
We're dancing. We're prancing, baby. We're falling on the ground, tired.
With that, you are asked to leave the floor.
We're tired. We've been dancing so long. I need water. Yeah, I'll get away.
On the final round, one person remains standing. It's not one of you, though. It seems to be a younger gentleman who's just kind of been in the zone all night, just like raving out, having a good time. And like the music stops and he just keeps going for a little bit. And then someone comes up and like taps him on, like one of the devils will tap him on the shoulder. And he looks over and then he notices the crowd is like cheering, and he'll also like throw up his hands and like cheer a bit. They award him with a Crown of the Damned, a gold and ruby tiara. And he like puts it on and kind of has a little bit of attention. You think if you guys had made it to the end, you would have done it. But alas.
Dancing is simply not the blessings I've been given.
Those of you that made it through more than one round are good. However, getting eliminated in that first round was pretty backbreaking. You guys lose 2 Masquerade points, and you have a -2 check on all of your social skills for the remainder of the evening, buddy. As it was pretty embarrassing. As you did not succeed the DC 5 perform dance check to start us off.
Nope.
But Garm did with a natural 1.
I'm just baby. I'm gonna go into the corner now.
Oh, yes. I want us to get to midnight if possible. It's just more of the same. So if you guys are good with that, we can keep going. Not speed running, but like mechanically, you're pretty close.
Yeah.
So that went from 10 to 10:30. So now the start of 10:30. So you guys basically have like 2 more rounds. What do you guys want to do? Here is what you've learned so far about these families. I'll type it down for you. Tansen, bad. Aurelian, they're neutral. And then the others, you know they exist, you haven't approached them.
Didn't we want me to, like, sneak off and look at something?
It seems reasonable to do that now.
One of you might also want to go recover your bag of holding at some point. So, Sezzix, if you want to go get the bag of holding, that could be your action for this round.
Well, that doesn't need to be sneaky, does it?
Mechanically, it's a scene that would take 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So someone needs to do it if you want to get your stuff back.
I would like her stuff.
Is it a sneak check? Like, is that the dice you're rolling to go get it?
That's what I was asking.
Yes, it would be a sneak check.
Yeah, then just to go get it.
Yeah, you'd have. It's not hidden here. It's like hidden in some side room.
Okay, yeah, I'll go get that.
Yeah. All right, so you're sneaking around. I'm not even gonna have you roll. Did you want to go into other rooms? Each room will just cost you 2 of your Masquerade points.
How many are we even at? Like,
you guys are currently at 13.
Oh wow, I was way off. You guys can check like a room or 2, right?
Yeah. How many rooms do you want to look at?
It's 2 per room, right?
Yep. You can look at up to 3, and they have to kind of all be next to each other.
I'll do 2 rooms.
Yeah, just move yourself by the rooms you want to explore.
Yeah, I'd like to ask my companions, what floor should I do? 1, 2, or 3?
I think the first floor, because we want to get into the basement.
Okay.
That's my opinion. I think many other options are healthy.
Yeah,
I mean, that sounds good to me.
I think basement or attic, and basement's probably more likely.
Especially for devils.
Yeah.
So probably like right here?
Sure. So this will be 1, and then I'll do the backstage is your 2.
Okay.
So this area here, this is a scene room. There are 6 guards there. You're able to miraculously get around them with your obscene stealth check. They kind of mingle around. But they're just hanging out. it seems as if they had like a small tray of like dinner that they are in the middle of eating, so you're able to like slip by as that's all happening. The backstage area, it seems as if it's just a nice backstage. That said, you see that in this backstage area, there's a bunch of trap doors that are secured tightly, as you know that all stages have like an understage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da. Hold on 1 second. Also, that little stair thing next to you, I'm going to read real quick. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm fatigued until I rest, right?
Oh, until Garm casts a spell on you.
Yeah, I have a wand. When I have an opportunity, I'll just tap you with Lesser Restoration.
Yeah.
And myself. I'll put it in my pants and poke you with it.
Just have Tommy twerk on you and hit the wand.
Beautiful.
So, where the
Shake that
fuck is the
laffy
description for
taffy.
this?
Shake that laffy taffy.
I'm just trying to find
Shake it like a salt shaker.
Trying to find the description text for this area.
Wave my hair back and forth.
So, like, those stairs are on this map. I think those lead downstairs. Yeah. Those seem to be stairs to the basement, Sezzix, for what it's worth.
Okay.
Those stairs right there. And then inside that, like, column thing isn't revealed. Just so you know. Like, where there's those stairs. Here, I'll just cover it up. This area. Like, it just looks like a wall. You don't know that there's stairs in there. So try to...
Yeah, because I haven't opened the door.
There you go. There is no door. You don't see a door on this level into that.
Oh, I don't see, like, that door that...
Yep, that goes downstairs. Those stairs go downstairs.
Oh.
There's a wall ahead of you. That's like a giant column. There's like a secret staircase inside it. You don't know that that's there because there's no door on this level for it.
Okay.
So that's like out of game stuff you weren't supposed to see. Yeah, so that was Sezzix.
It's the same thing for the right one.
Yeah, same thing. Good call. Thank you. Yep, same thing for the right one. All right. So yeah, that was Sezzix's turn. Who wants to go next?
Sure.
All right, buddy. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna eat. That seems
very good.
best.
Give me a fortitude save.
Yeah.
Yeah. You crush it. You're not feeling any sick. Give me a perception check.
Yeah.
Try to find more stuff.
And it's -2, right? Because of the dance thing?
No, it's not a
I thought
charisma
that was
check.
only social.
Oh,
Not
okay.
a charisma check. Yep, you're just listening. So you're good.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, natural 20.
You guys can roll a d8.
The 8 is an 8.
Cool. You overhear someone here chatting with someone else, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like I went on a charter boat through there. It was pretty nice. I mean, I was like, what was it, like 30 miles or whatever?" And the guy's like, "Actually, it was 35 miles." And the guy's like, yeah, sure. And this person who's chatting with him seems to be that like personality type where he's like, actually, you're actually wrong. I'm right.
Gross.
I know more than you. And that guy seems to be a baron. He's the baron of he's Baron Sendi Vashnarstill. And he seems very douchey, but it also seems like he's a nobleman.
I gotcha.
So another person for your people to talk to. Tommy, what were you up to?
I'm gonna go eat as well.
Sure, make a fortitude save. You've just started eating. The DC is very low. You crush it. Give me a perception check or a intimidate check.
We'll do an intimidate check.
Yeah. There's like someone there like serving hors d'oeuvres, and you like pull them off to the side and you're like, "Hey, who's that?" Like, go and roll a D8. Yes, someone's like, that's Baroness Delrange. She has a horse farm. Please let me go, sir.
Oh, I thought it was just like intimidatingly eating a clam in front of him or something like that.
Oh yeah, or that. Garm, who do you want to talk to? Here is now your list of all these people.
Jarvis was the high respect one, right?
The high respect one was Jhaltero.
Jhaltero. Yeah, we'll go to that one.
Sure. He's off to the side. You notice there's a couple of other people next to him, but they're just not talking. And as you approach, he, like, takes the glass he had, and he just kind of holds it off to the side. And one of them, who's, like, attending the masquerade, will step forward and, like, take it from him and just hold it. So he has both his hands free as you approach, and he'll kind of extends his hands like this and be like, hello.
Greetings. It is an honor to meet you, Baron.
Ah, yes. I imagine it might be. But please, who are you?
My name is Caerrat. I am a local student here within Kintargo, and just someone trying to see the town be the best it can be.
Ah, yes. This was once a beautiful city. Made quite a lot of money from silver. There were quarries. We did well. It was a good place. You're in school then. How are you liking your studies?
They haven't continued as fast as I had hoped they would. Unfortunately, real life gets in the way, and we can't always chase after the dreams we hold true to ourselves.
Make a sense motive check.
A what?
A sense motive check. As you mention, like, real life gets in the way, he'll be like, oh yes. He'll kind of be lost in thought for a moment. You'll see him glance very subtly, like a DC 30 that you succeeded at. He glances very subtly at like a ring on his finger that seems to be a signet ring. And he has like a bunch of rings and jewelry, but he like looks at one specifically, and then as he continues talking to you, you notice he's worrying it kind of with his other hand. He's like, yes, family is important. Family is something we'd all do anything for. Anything to protect.
The ones we love are truly important. And
yes.
Worth just about anything.
He agrees with you emphatically. He'll, like, ask you of your studies and things like that. As you chat with this guy, you get the feeling that, like, he's...
Someone got robbed into the Night of Ashes from this guy?
He's, like, neutral, but he's doing a very good job, though not good enough to you, of concealing the fact that he's deeply troubled about a family member.
Well, maybe finding someone, you know? There's a lot of lost people within the city, especially recently.
He'll, like, kind of, like, his eyes will dart at you, and then he'll dart over to the people on either side of them. They will, step away, and they will, like, kind of walk out behind you, and will kind of move the crowd so that you guys are the only people inside of, like, 20 feet.
Wow.
It'll be like... Yeah. Be like, you know how to find people?
There's many people that get lost out at sea, or lost in the woods, or just lost at heart. Finding them many ways.
Do you know of anyone capable of transporting people from one place to another, getting them in or out of the city?
I'm familiar with a few.
Yeah. He'll be like, I have a cousin. He's a good lad, but made a lot of poor decisions. Not that he worships a deity that one shouldn't when living in Cheliax. And that's his right, you know. The gods spoke to him. He became an oracle of it. He's a good boy. I don't wish to see harm befall him, despite the fact that he chooses to openly worship Aasimar. It is dangerous to do so. I've kept it secret from those around here, but I feel as though we could help one another. I'm no fool. I know who you are and what you represent. If you make an agreement to me that you will mechanically use a secrecy check in a future turn with your mission table to get my person out of here, I will pledge my allegiance to your cause.
I would happily.
Yeah, he basically tells you that, like, he's like Kintargo leaning, but he hasn't solidified that position yet. And if you were to do this favor for him, he would give you his support.
Yeah, we can smuggle.
So yeah, if you smuggle his dude out, he will give you his support. Yeah. That was a round. Top of the next round. It is top of 11 o'clock. What do you guys want to do?
Do we want me to sneak around some more, or do we want to save some Masquerade points?
Oh, you also get that cash back. So you have the bag of holding with all the stuff in it.
Yeah.
One of you is carrying it. Whoever wants to be carrying it. I imagine you don't produce all your weapons and shit now, but you do have them in the bag.
Are there people here wearing weapons?
The guard are. People might have like a ceremonial rapier, but it's all like not to the level that you guys would be equipped.
Right.
It would mechanically it would cost you banquet points, right? Everything's banquet points.
Okay.
And you explored 2 rooms, so you're down to 9 banquet points. But we had 2 successful mingles, so you're up to 11. And Garm talked to that guy, so you're back to 13. There you go.
Oh, excellent! I say keep sneaking around if we keep getting
you guys were eating, right? Not mingling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're down 2 more. So we're
you're at 11. Yep, you're still doing good.
Okay.
Well, I can spend 6 of them, go explore 3 rooms.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Okay. So, where do you want to go? I'll reveal some more. You want to go down the stairs?
That's what I was going to ask. Do I want to try to go downstairs alone?
We know there's devils downstairs.
Can I hand the bag of stuff to, like, Caerrat or someone before I go downstairs?
Probably Tommy.
Tommy, then.
Yeah, you guys meet up. You can hand him the bag, no problem.
I don't need anything from the bag. Neither does Buddy.
I just don't want to have it on me in case I,
Same. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, so you can head down the stairs. Give me a stealth check.
It's tough.
I just need to see what they've labeled.
I rolled a 19 on the last one.
Labeled this basement.
Is he a chameleon? Like, what the fuck? He's like the octopus in Finding Dory.
Dude, I don't fucking know.
He's just the octopus from Finding Dory, man.
I also have a plus 17 to perception. I'm just like this tiny little rat that walks around and finds shit.
Well, this is like a temporary bonus to stealth. It's not like a mechanical bonus to stealth. It's just.
I mean, he still has
in this scene.
Yeah, it's still a 29 outside of this scene.
Dude, I hate this map. Holy cow. I like super hate this map.
Yeah, Austin, that's what I was thinking for this round.
I figured it was like right up your alley.
Yeah,
Whatever.
The farmer one.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Let me just throw a mask over this. So, you come down the stairs that you've found, right?
Yeah. Like up by the stage.
Yep. Oops. Sharing. Share record. How many rooms did you want to do?
3.
Sure. Well, you come down the stairs. That doesn't count as a room. There's a door. You open the door. Which door do you want to go through?
Man, decisions. Can you put my character on this map, or will I not need it?
Yeah. I got you. Boop. You're on the map.
That's like the opposite of Sezzix.
There you go.
I think this one, bottom right.
Sure. This seems to be a prop workshop. It looks like where you would like manufacture props. There's a door there, or the hallway continues north.
Just seeing down the hallway cost another one?
Yeah. I mean, it'll like it goes out and there's a larger room that you could go in and explore if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll go see that other room.
Okay.
Oh boy, good choice.
This is the area that goes up to the orchestra pit. There seems to be like a bunch of musicians and stuff playing music and shit like that. This is like the underside of those people. That's what's cordoned off here. If that makes sense.
Can I like see the trapdoors that would lead down to here?
Yes, you can.
Garm, is that quiet?
Chill.
It is.
Oh, you have a baby.
Also,
She is baby. Free belly access.
yeah.
They hold my little dog like that.
Yeah, the door to the south of you, for what it's worth, seems to be cracked like an inch.
So, like, someone just came through it?
The door to the south of you seems to be cracked like an inch.
Do you mean this one?
Nope. Can you see the door, or was it not revealed?
Oh, that one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that door.
Well, there's 3 doors along this side, so I just wasn't sure.
Yep, the one right next to you.
Yeah, sure, I'll look through that one.
Alright, this will be your last room, and then you'll have to scurry back, so as not to res too much suspicion. This is an accountant's office. Are you, like, going into these rooms, I presume?
This one I'm just gonna peek in.
Yeah, this is just an accountant's office. There is a pretty empty room, save for a desk and a chair. The door seems fairly well reinforced, but it was just left open. But yeah, you don't see any creatures or anything. Or any, like, MacGuffins on the table. But yeah, you can scamper back upstairs.
Will do, then.
Tommy, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna talk to Delrange, or however you pronounce his name.
Yeah, sounds
The
good.
horse guy.
Gonna go talk to the horse person. Very good. It is a
not
lady,
horse
in
girl.
fact.
The Baroness.
And the
Quiet is a
Archbaroness.
fantastic thing.
She's there, and she's wearing a resplendent red and black dress. And she's like, oh, yes, you see the breeds of horses. And she's like talking with someone. And as you come up, she'll like motion them away, and she'll be like, and to what do I owe the pleasure, Master Knight?
I heard you speaking about horses.
Indeed. That's a rather simplification of what I do, breeding fine equestrians. Sire of line, many, many generations long.
What do you find to be the best breed of horse?
She'll relate to you, like, the several breeds of horses that she uses and, like, their advantages for this particular terrain, and then she'll go on to some tangent talking about other things. As you chat with her for, like, a half hour, you don't need to make a check. She's definitely a Thrun supporter.
Okay. Do I
And,
get
like-
any bonus points because I'm a farmer?
Nope.
Okay.
If they can be influenced, I will tell you, she cannot. So you, like, spend, like, 15, 20 minutes chatting with her, and then someone will come up to her that's, like, pretend to be like, Madame, your carriage awaits, and she'll be like, yes, duty calls, and she'll, like, leave the ball after talking with you. But you do identify that she is bad. Buddy, who do you want to talk to?
Probably not going to talk to any of those people. I'll just try and figure out this last person.
Sure. Give me one more fortitude save. This is the hardest one yet.
Oh boy. I gotta
Don't be
roll
sick,
like...
baby.
Sick.
Oh, I guess I did roll well.
Buddy, you are not feeling well. You become, what would you like to be, tipsy or have to poop? Do you want to be drunk or full?
Let's go tipsy.
Yeah, you become tipsy. You're just sickened. But you can continue, so make your perception check. You have a -2 because you're sickened.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
You just, like, have started getting a little drunk. You know, I was just watching stuff from over here, and this was fine.
I can see people,
You talk to that horse lady? She seemed mean. You identify the last person, or the last noble here. Let's pull up my list. RQ. Tommy didn't lose any. You didn't. Oh, you guys did 3 rooms, so you're down to 5 points. Okay. Who are we missing?
I have an action.
Aasimar.
Oh, that, my bad.
Aulamaxa. Aulamaxa, the Archbaroness herself, is here. She seems to be the center of attention. She's like a social butterfly. There's people coming through her, and she's like standing with like 3 or 4 other women, like her entourage, and they're like very cattily, like talking and chattering with each other. And she seems to like be like the center of attention. Like she would love to talk to anyone who would love to come talk to her. But yeah. I think, Garm, you haven't gone yet this round.
I feel like she's important to talk to.
Yeah, you can head on over to her.
I'm between talking to her and the one that Buddy said was hard to read.
Sure. As you come over to her, just to make your decision for you, because you do have another turn after this.
Good point.
As you come up to her, she turns, and she like had one arm crooked, and she had like a fan she was waving, like at her face. And as you come over, you hear like a, yep, 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 yep. And she's like, oh, hush. Hush, Hercule, hush. And she like has a small toy poodle in her arm. And she like hands it off to one of her attendants. Oh, my little prince. Who is my little prince? Who is my little prince? Oh, yes, of course. Hercule is just the love of my life. Dote on him all the time. He is like snarling at you. He's like yipping at you. Like, you think if there was like a grizzly bear, he would like run up and bark at it. You know, like he seems very dumb and aggressive. But she just like never obviously never like tells him no. And she's like,
so much spirit, so much soul within the little lad.
Yes. Well, I'm Archbaroness Eldana Aasimar, and you are?
Oh, but a humble man, Caerrat.
Caerrat, charmed. I see your Aasimar eyes glinting out from beneath your beautiful mask. I would take you to be a rather handsome man, are you? She'll kind of give you a sultry wink.
Oh, but only to lay eyes, only these beautiful Aasimar eyes to lay upon such a beautiful woman as yourself. We make a diplomacy check.
Sure. You believe, in chatting with her, that she's the type of person who would be impressed either with your handling of animals or by your singing capabilities as she talks on and on about the operas she's attended. Would you like to make a handle animal or perform sing check? She does seem to be leaning towards Kintargo, but she hasn't fully given her support yet. And as you chat with her over the half hour, she doesn't seem to want for anything. But, she's like, I heard there are people called puppy whisperers. I'd love to get a puppy whisperer for little Hercule so he can tell me all his little hopes and dreams and I can buy him all the little toys that he would love. And then she'll also tell you about the various operas she likes. So those seem to be like your 2 avenues to persuade her.
Now listen, I am by no means the greatest singer, but man, I can freeball and freestyle. I would be honored to try. Absolutely honored.
Yeah, so like you begin singing, she's like, I'm so sorry, I do see someone else in the crowd. She like handles you as if she's got many levels of aristocrat, but she is very unimpressed.
But it's clear what's happened here.
But it's clear as what happens here. But you feel like, she wasn't rude to you about it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. The final half hour approaches. But you did chat with her for the first time, so you're up to 7 points.
Did we ever discuss what happens if we hit 0?
You don't know what happens if you hit 0. It mechanically, if you hit 0, everyone will know you're the Ardent Crows, is kind of what it is. This is your, like, keeping up appearances. We're just here smoozing. If you hit 0, like, all the guards will be like, those 4 people have been breaking into rooms, and like they're obviously here to do Barzillai harm. That's what 0 is.
So hopefully we don't do that.
But yeah, what you want to do?
7, right?
Yes. You are currently at 7. And this is your last round before midnight. And I believe Tommy's fatigued, and I'm just writing all down for next time.
I fixed it.
Oh, do you want to cast those spells?
Oh, would that be
100%. 100%. It wouldn't be an action, but it would have a variable cost.
Mm.
You can. I'll just do it. It's not going to cost you, but now you'll know where your points are. You cast those 2 spells, you lose 2 points. So you're down to 5. As you drew attention to yourself. Like, people aren't casting spells at the Masquerade.
Oh yeah, I assume like we can sneak to. Oh, I guess sneak.
That would be
to
an
the side
action.
room would be an action.
There you go. Would you like to do that instead? Would you like to spend this half hour having the 2 of you sneak off to a side room with a stealth check and then maybe not losing points, or do you just want to lose the 2?
You still lose 2 points for a sneak to a room.
But people wouldn't know that he cast a spell? I don't know.
So, like, it balances out and we maybe get a free room out of it?
But they have to pass the sneak test.
Correct.
It's the sneak roll, too.
Yeah,
I'm
compared
not
to...
good at sneaking.
Now that it's full
I
plate.
don't-
All right. Down to 5. What do you guys want to do this last round? Easy enough.
I'm probably just going to sneak again, right?
I don't know if we have the points to spend on that.
I won't eat again. That saves us a point.
Well,
You haven't
I am
lost
assuming-
points. You haven't lost points by eating.
Oh, I thought it cost a point to eat. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it does. You're right. Thank you for
I've just
remembering
always been
correctly.
the past couple times I think I was gaining points, too.
It was washing it out, yeah.
Yeah, I was washing it out.
Yep.
Because I'm assuming when it hits midnight, we want points for something. We'll want to burn them then.
that's true, yeah.
Oh.
Yep. It's also like your overall, like, how well have you been influencing people? So you started, for what it's worth, you guys started at 14 and you're down to 5. So, like, you've reached the point in the party where people are like, those guys are, like, not very good at partying. Like, one of them's not here all the time. That guy's clearly drunk. Like, half of them aren't even trying. But yeah, what do you guys want to do? Do you just want to mingle? Do you want... also, you could talk to... Whenever you talk to people successfully, you get 2 points. So, like, if you talk to Jarvis, Serini, or Varstal, since you haven't talked to them yet, each one of those will get you 2 points. As you made an effort to go talk to these nobles.
Gotcha.
And as Garm can tell you, it's not a diplomacy check every time. That lady wanted handle animal.
It's too bad Yuri isn't here, because Yuri had
So-
handle animal.
Yeah, so, do you want to go talk to those people? Do you want to mingle? Mingle doesn't really get you anything at this point. But you could go talk to those people.
Yeah, we might as well just shoot random shots at the people.
That would
Do
be...
you know
Yep.
anything about those 3 we haven't talked to yet?
The bullet points was that Jarvis cared about architecture and seemed rather polite.
So knowledge engineer.
Serini
Yup.
was like
Fine.
giving barbed comments at people and was like, like laughing to herself. And Varsnal seems to have a reputation as being like a money lender. Like he's very focused on coin and business dealings.
Well, I'm off to Jarvis.
All right. So you
I'll
head
talk
off to talk to
Serini.
Jarvis. Yeah,
I was also thinking Serini.
Oh, okay.
She seems
more
like
than
a
one of
shit
you can
talker.
go.
Fantastic news.
Yeah.
Okay, we both go.
So starting with Jarvis, because it's the top of my list, which I think was Sezzix.
Yes.
You've heard from your companion that she seems interested at like the architecture. And as you come up, she will be like, "Oh, I was just remarking to someone about the crenellation of these balconies. Rather impressive." And you make a perception check as she's talking to you. Sezzix, as it's now 11:30. You guys have been here for 2.5 hours. She is sauced. She's super drunk. But she's hiding it very well. She's like, "Oh, yes. And then she'll kind of like stumble, and as she does, she'll be like, "Ah, it's a little childish two-step there." And who are you? I saw you dancing earlier. You're not very good at it. That's all right, though.
I may not be much of a dancer myself, but I can also appreciate these balconies and all of the work that goes into making them.
Ah, fancy yourself a bit of a stonemason? Done a bit of carpentry work? Done some engineering? Have you?
A
You
bit.
got a little slide rule hidden down there? She'll, like, tap you on your tunic and kind of chuckle to herself.
I know some things.
You can make a knowledge religion check as she's, like, kind of libatious around you.
I'm gonna fail the fuck out of that. I don't have it. Just base in.
Yeah. Target number is a 10. Yeah,
No?
as she, like, stumbles forward or whatever, you see that she has a necklace that has, like, a golden tankard on it. And you know that that is the holy symbol of Caden Kalian, who's a chaotic good deity.
Interesting. I will definitely keep talking her up. Try to, like, schmooze her with engineering or something.
Yeah, knowledge engineering would be
Equations.
perfect.
I'll just start rattling off math equations.
Yeah, she'll, like, be
Quadratic formula.
as you do, she's like, she'll put a hand on your shoulder as you guys have talked for about half an hour, and she's like, I think Barzilai is going to say something in a minute. I will say this right now, my friend. I support what you're doing. All of you and your little flock of miscreants. Allies. Ally. I'm an ally. She'll kind of, like, ally and, like, touch herself several times as she's trying. But, you know, it's hard to go about doing this sort of stuff. I'm also a little sauced. See me in the future. Perhaps we could talk about stuff. Mechanically, you didn't get high enough. But if you are able to sway her, she's able to help you guys out. So I will put down good, and then I'll put in parentheses that you need to talk to her about engineering or do something else.
Throughout, like, the weeks to come after, I'll just go swing by her place and talk to her.
You're up to 7 points. Who went to Sarini?
Me and Bud.
All right,
Go
Sarini. As you guys talk with her, you guys will get 2 points automatically. As you come up, she'll be like, oh, hello. Charmed, I'm sure. And who are you? She'll address you, Sezzix, or Caerrat.
Oh, to walk up and be charmed so easily, that'd be, well, mild, don't you think? I'm Caerrat.
Oh, Caerrat, I'm sure. And this is your slave, I assume?
Oh, no, friend, actually. Friend, compatriot, buddy, some even call him.
She'll, like, shake her head and be like, no, you shouldn't make friends with the help, please. She will begin extolling the virtues of owning other people.
Just drop her down as bad.
I'll go and write bad here. You guys spend like 15 minutes talking with her. She's pretty fucking twisted. She loves cruel humor, Diabloism, entertainment, and the theater of the real. And as you're like, what's that? She's like, yes. Well, you know how in opera every now and then someone will like, oh, I take this poison. Oh, I die. I'm acting. The theater of the real. It's really just the highest brow of entertainment. They actually take poison, or they actually get impaled. You know, someone is beheaded by the king. They're actually beheaded on stage. It really just adds to a level of realism. Can't wait for them to bring them back. I hope Barzilai makes an announcement regarding that shortly. And then
we'll leave.
And as your scene or whatever is winding up, an attendant will come up and like tap her on the shoulder and be like, ma'am, your carriage is waiting outside. And she'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's almost midnight, the witching hour, as it were. Anyway, toodles, I'm sure we'll talk in the future. Loved, charmed, and she'll like extend her hand for you to kiss it.
I'm good.
It's like a diplomatic ploy where like either you kiss her on the hand or you don't. As it becomes clear that you're not going to kiss her on the hand, she's like, kidding, of course. I wouldn't want you touching me. And she'll leave. Bad. I'll put bad for her.
Thank you.
I put several bads in my notes.
Varshnal, that is last but not least, our boy Tommy.
Yeah.
Go to us.
This guy is there, and he's got a small group of people, and one of them has like a piece of parchment. He's like, take this down, boy. As he like wipes the confectionery from his chin. Take this down. we move some of the stocks. And he's like talking about all sorts of financial stuff. And as you walk up, he's like, be gone. I must do business now. And who are you? Wearing some impressive armor, I see. Very expensive. He'll begin appraising it.
Okay. I'm Tommy, sir. Nice to meet you.
But of course. You must do well for yourself to have a piece of armor as fine as that. See in action, too, Well done.
I do quite well, and the armor does serve a purpose outside of just looking absolutely fabulous. I've spent quite a bit of coin, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And it is both functional and fashionable.
As you're chatting with him, his eyes wander to the side, and they seem to be following something. And like he's being disrespectful as he's like half listening. And you look over and you see that there is like a pretty good-looking woman walking by in like kind of a thinner dress that's like very revealing. And his eyes will like follow her, and then he'll be like, "Nice. You were saying, sorry." "Oh yes, armor, battle, all that. Yes, my father, he was a bit of a warlord. Well, went to battle for the nation of Cleric several times. I find myself, I do most of my battling across the table these days, filling dockets, things of that nature. The Acadian trade," and he'll begin rattling off all the various, ships that he owns. And he has, like, a shipping empire. And he's a bit of a magnet and has, like, a lot of influence and pull when it comes to shipping and, like, shipping lanes. And he'll be like, "Oh, yes, Captain Saigeta, he's a good friend." He'll kind of lean in, though, and be like, "But he's a bit light in his loafers, if you catch the meaning." And then he'll, like, slap you hard on the shoulder and guffaw and go back to being a lecherous fucking asshole. As you talk with this guy, it does seem like he is in favor of a free Kintargo, as he could make more money that way. And he laments about how House Thrune is always, like, coming down on his business with all these regulations. And he's like, "We need to get rid of the centralized government. Kintargo should rule itself. That way I could, make more money. That's the way it was envisioned back in the day under Aridin. Make Kintargo great again."
Yeah, I'll say some libertarian shit to him.
Yes. This guy.
About small government.
You think you could convince this guy with a bit of legalese with a linguistics check, your knowledge of various business dealings with an appraise check, or if you could impress upon him how good your organization is at making money with a successful earn gold rebellion action, you could sway him to join your cause. So I'll put him in good, and I will say parentheses, gotta impress him with money. But yeah, if you would like to, you can make a linguistics check or an appraise check right now, though I don't think you can succeed unless you have a lot of ranks in them.
I don't. Can I?
It's a DC 30.
Can I get an invest, like, some gold right now to show him that I have coin?
He's like, yes. Well, there's wealthy. And as you, like, have, like, coin in your hand, maybe he's like, well, there's wealthy. And then and he gestures at the Opera House. Wealthy. Look at the amount of wealth Barzillai commands. He had 300 people stop what they were doing and come here with a week's notice, dress up and go through all of this. That's wealth. So you think, like, petty change or whatever won't, he would not be bribed. It would have to be, like, tens of thousands of gold pieces.
Okay. Sort
of thing. But yeah, with that, you guys are back to 11 points, and we'll end that last scene. Barzillai will, the guards will kind of notify you guys that midnight's coming, and people will filter in to the main hall as Barzillai once again will take the stage to make his final announcement before sending you guys all home. Midnight draws near. The time for unmasking ceremony draws high. The Chitauri guards and participants move into the central auditorium. Soon, every participant at the Ruby Masquerade is gathered in areas. They have numbers. You guys are all in that room. That's fine. And prepare to remove their masks. Once all the revelers have gathered, you see Barzillai will once again take to the stage. At this point, the curtains will draw back further, and you will see Nox is with him, but she looks fucked up. She looks like she has had a hard couple of life. She is not doing well.
Oh, jeez.
She has numerous scars over her. She has metal plates grafted over her mouth. She has a metal plate grafted over her eyes with like a little grated eyesight thing going on. She looks pretty haggard. And as like Barzillai steps out the crowd, like gives like a polite, "Oh, Barzillai, yes. And then as the curtain continues pulling and they see Nox, the crowd's like, "Oh God. Ugh. Like, how posh. Like, that's a little off-putting, Barzillai." Now, and thus, thank you, friends, thank you all. We come to the conclusion of tonight's festivities. I would like to thank each and every one of you for making this Ruby Masquerade a night to remember. And everyone will cheer, and he'll kind of, yes, he'll like raise his arms up, he'll cheer as well. You guys can all make a sense motive check.
Oh, the Ruby Masquerade. I wonder if this is the Scarlet Wedding.
But it would destroy his reputation if he attacked these nobles.
But man, if he attacked all of us, man, that would just really ruin everything that's going on.
It's kind of, something's not right here. And as you look around, you see that, like, you know, the guards, like, led people in here or whatever, but they're all standing at the doors now. And you're like,
all of the Thrun supporters got in their caravans and left already.
Yup! It seems as if all the nobles that were supporting House Thrun are no longer here. But you guys are here, as well as all those nobles you were talking to that seem to enjoy your you were told it was a trap.
Gosh, I wonder who could have seen this coming.
Garm, you can act in the surprise round. I will read in my surprise round. We have reached a turning point, all of us here in Kintargo, and from this night onward, the city will look to what occurred this evening as a rally point. A point where the city's true villains were revealed, and its so-called heroes were forced to, where its true villains were revealed, and its true heroes were forced to save the day. A point where the so-called ardent crows showed their true colors, the colors of blood, betrayal, and death. Thank you all, loyal sacrifices of Kintargo, for offering yourselves as the martyr the city so desperately needs. And as he says this, the guards in the back with like their longswords drawn will just start impaling fucking guests. And we will end there.
Damn.
For the evening.
Damn.
What a twist.
Whoa. Gosh, who could have seen that coming?
You were literally told not to come and that it was a trap. I don't know why you came. I could not have been clearer.